Hello, everybody. I am Brandon Jones. I'm joined by Mr. Kyle Bosman, sound engineer extraordinaire, and this is the Easy Allies Community Showcase for the month of May. The Community Showcase is a $10 and above tier on patreon.com/easyallies. If you are a patron of Easy Allies at that level, once a month we put up a post that will be public immediately after the show where people submit comments, drawings, photographs, screenshots, music, and video for all of us to enjoy. We'll be going through the majority of comments before we get to all the multimedias at the end of it. But there's some questions for our lovely specific panelist, Mr. Kyle Bosman.
Hi there.
And there is also, we're really bringing that in close.
We have a compressor now. Like it will never peak, right? So it's like, why not?
I'm just generally loud by nature, so I
Hey there,
keep it at a
everybody.
distance. Ooh.
Hi.
And just people letting us know what's going on in their life, what games they're playing, the projects that they're working on. People are always what amuses me is some people are like apologetic for not submitting something, and it's like as long as you're just involved, it's a huge deal. And some people throw up something original every month, or sometimes we will get a continuation. But we're kicking it off with comments, so this is a most likely 3-hour stream of going through wonderful submissions and stuff from our community. So join us if you will, if you're watching this live or if you're watching this after the fact. Kicking it off with our comments from Mr. Eric Jackson. Hey Jones and Kyle. So as always, I started my art less than a day in advance of the showcase. By the time of writing this,
I relate to this. I truly relate to
I have 2 more weeks before traveling to Toronto to do a juggling show and then completing my move from Arkansas to Seattle.
Time out. A juggling show.
Oh yeah. Eric Jackson has juggled for us on the showcase before.
Can I be honest with you?
Yeah.
That is my nightmare. Is it a show of only jugglers?
Yeah, it's like I would imagine a juggling competition. Well, hold on, he said...
I'm cool with a juggling competition if it's like, hey, sit in the audience and watch us juggle for a half hour.
This comment's not over. This is a good conversation. I want to get back to this.
Okay.
Just in time, to completing my move from Arkansas to Seattle, just in time to attend a 3rd juggling festival in May.
No! What is a juggling festival?
Alone, which is a thing that exists.
Okay.
Long story short, it has been and will continue to be a busy month for me, so apologies for lackluster art thrown together at the last minute. Enjoy. I haven't completed it yet, but I will link to the art before the showcase tomorrow. Hopefully...
Didn't happen?
Didn't happen.
But I relate to that too.
I checked early this morning. I was gonna say late last night, but technically it was early this morning, and I did not find a link, Eric. I apologize. So
please, Eric, next month.
Looking forward to that.
Give us a better idea.
A description of
what a festival would be like and what a show is like. I need to know what.
Well, I mean, yeah. Well, I mean, you could throw a convention in there. I think if you had a juggling festival, convention, or show, those seem to be 3 totally different things in my mind.
Yes.
A show is you buy a ticket, you come in, you sit down, you watch people juggle, you get up, you leave. Like, that's a show.
Yeah, but like...
And then it'll either be one person doing multiple different skits, or, okay, that was Eric Jackson, everybody, yay! And then Eric leaves, somebody else comes back on, they do their juggling, somebody else comes back on.
Yeah.
Some of it's serious, some of it's magic-based, some of it's, you know, clownish, like, some of it's like high-performance stuff, maybe like 2 people juggling, so you try to vary that as much as possible. A festival... I imagine is like open air, kind of like Burning Man, where there's like multiple stages.
That's regular Burning Man. It's just jugglers all over the place. That's regular Burning Man.
There's a lot more than jugglers. I don't know how many costumes there are. I don't know how much stuff is ignited at a juggling festival. And then a convention, obviously, if you've been to conventions before, that's when you're actually like buying, your high performance juggling gear. I can juggle, but I would not be in a juggling show. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So
wait, you can juggle?
I can. So I would want more. I want more information about. I'm not in the showcase. This is not the Brandon showcase. Oh. This is the community showcase.
We'll have to showcase that eventually. I've never seen you juggle, dude. Never on camera.
Never on camera. I must have juggled in all this time, Kyle. I must have juggled for you.
You've never juggled for me. Damn. Chat, please confirm. Jones has never juggled.
And you know what sucks is you would think there are perfect juggling materials in this office, which are the spells for mysterious monsters, but they're so light. You need a little heft. You need a little substance.
Huh.
Like when stuff's like really light, actually, it's like just easy to bounce off of each other, and you need something.
I never got.
It's why like hacky sacks are really great. Something with sand in it, because it's just like it just thumps right into your hand, so it's really easy to.
I think this was magician training. You start learning to juggle with like napkins though. Yeah. With like stupid I forget what they're called, like handkerchiefs.
It's just handkerchiefs, yeah.
But like magicians' handkerchiefs that are like translucent.
Right.
Yeah.
learning to juggle is easy. It just takes a long time. But how you learn to juggle, you take one ball, do that. Left hand, right hand.
Wait,
left
so you
hand,
skipped
right
the whole
hand,
handkerchief
left hand,
thing?
right hand. Yeah, totally. Well, I was doing that when I was like 8.
Okay,
So, I
right.
had,
Fair enough.
Then you just keep doing that. And then the crucial step, it's actually not the 3 ball, it's 2. So you take 2 balls, throw one into the hand that has the ball in it, and then get used to this hand going, ah! Because, like, when you throw a ball at a hand that has a ball in it, this hand freaks out and just wants to just get rid of that ball. Like, you need to train it to throw the other thing back. So that's like really the key of learning to juggle, just your simple 3-ball juggle, is that transition. And then you just do the other way, and then the other way. And then by the time you have the 3rd one, like your hands just used to getting rid of that other one. It's just a matter of...
It's like piano. Like you actually need some dexterity. You need some muscles in your fingers before you can actually mechanically do this.
So I learned that for Barnum when I did that in high school. And
the musical
and
Barnum.
We'd be at rehearsal,
Yes.
and I'd be watching other people rehearse, and I would just be sitting in a chair, like not even thinking about it, just going.
Did you do this while
But it does take
singing?
a long time. Yeah, with gloves on.
Ooh.
Yeah, woo. Megan Linhart, it's not syncing audio, but it is, it just takes a long time.
Yeah.
Megan Linhart, hello Kyle and Jones, we are continuing with my Twilight Saga review, and this time we are reviewing New Moon. Have you seen any of the Twilight films, Kyle Bosman?
Not one.
I would probably bet on that, but I wouldn't be surprised if you had seen them. You've been like, oh yeah, I don't want to get into that story now. Yeah.
I slept in the bedroom of a younger cousin who had Twilight posters, if that counts.
It's better than nothing.
She left for high school, and I was over at my uncle's house. He's like, yeah, you can sleep in her room. I'm like, okay. And it's just a lot of I felt so weird. I was living the life of a Twilight fan for one night.
Nice. Let me start by saying I'm going to be quite harsh in this review, but in the end, I still came out loving the hell out of this movie, but it is not good. Warning, I'm going into full spoilers here. There are actually a fair amount of spoilers in this community showcase.
Okay, spoilers on, baby.
So do you want to just raise your hand or something, or
No. If you're concerned about Twilight movie spoilers, I don't know what to tell you, man.
Here's how big this paragraph is. This is the size
All right.
of those. So this is maybe 60 seconds. I don't know. So remember that somewhat interesting. So remember the somewhat interesting personality the original film had. Well, they sure didn't, because it was dumped aside for one of the most bland and generic-looking movies on this planet. This film is when we start to see Bella's character evolve from shy and boring to absolute trash bag. When Edward leaves her because she somehow cuts herself opening a present, causing Jasper, his vampire brother, to attack her, she spends the next 5 months sulking around until she starts to see unexplained visions of Edward when she is in dangerous situations. So she buys dirt bikes and uses Jacob to help build them to trigger these visions because she wants to see him. Oh boy, Jacob rides straight into Friend Zone City. Though this whole movie she is just using Jacob, and she knows it too, while he sits around and takes it. Jacob isn't exactly better either. First of all, I'm sorry, but Taylor Lautner's acting isn't great. He's very stiff, and he just has this mean mug face on pretty much the entire film. He keeps chasing after Bella, knowing full well he is pretty much her side bitch to pick up and put down whenever she wants. It's introduced later that he is a werewolf, which is a shock to absolutely no one. The werewolf effects aren't that bad, and I really enjoyed the scenes that they were in. The action was a nice break, but there just wasn't enough. The story continues off of the first one pretty well, but the overarching story feels secondary to the dumb love triangle buildup. The whole movie is basically just a bunch of nothing, sprinkled in doses of cool CGI wolf action and forced love triangle nonsense. Edward or any of the Cullens are hardly in it, which sucks because him and Carlisle are easily the best things about these movies. The dialogue is meh, the characters are bad, the directing is pretty bland, it's just not a great movie, and I somehow loved it. The campiness, the laughable situations, and overdramatic acting makes this movie enjoyable for me. Also, the music continues to be pretty fire. Overall, this is not a good... I don't know if that was fine and auto-corrected to fire, but we'll see.
No, fire's good, dude.
All right. Overall, this is not a good movie, one of the worst in the series, and easily Bella has to be one of the most selfish characters ever written. But the so bad it's good type feeling I get from these helps me enjoy it immensely. That's it for the submission next month. Next month, I'll be reviewing Eclipse, and it's my personal favorite. All right.
Can I give that review one note?
Sure.
I don't think you can say, cool CGI wolf action without explaining that.
Okay.
Because I don't have a frame of reference for what good CGI wolf action is.
We're talking jumping, running,
yes.
the transition, what? Yeah.
I need more. I need a little more.
Also, I want everyone to know I'm streaming. Right now I have 2 full playthroughs going on, Dragon Quest XI every Saturday and God of War every Tuesday. Feel free to check out my Twitch at twitch.tv/MadamGojira64. MADAM Gojira, Gojira 64. Madam Gojira 64. Thanks for taking the time and have a good day, guys. And you too, chat. Tuesdays are rough. I'm usually pretty busy on a Tuesday.
Tuesdays are rough. No, I think that's cool. It's really good to have a consistent streaming schedule. I like your name.
Also, Dragon Quest XI, God of War, no dreams. You stream those dreams. I will tune in to those Mega Leonard stream
Jones,
streams.
I gotta call you out for streaming 1 hour of dreams, dude.
And not 2?
Yeah, or 3 or 4 or 5.
I've streamed 3 hours so far. I just do them once a week.
How can you, what can you accomplish in 1 hour of dreams?
More than you can accomplish in no hours of dreams.
True, and I did see, to your credit, Jones, I saw you, have a wolf creature walking around, which is not bad.
Oh, my little triangle head?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I know it sounds like I'm joking. I'm impressed by that.
Well, the walking around, I didn't do anything because there's a puppet that has...
No, I've played with that puppet.
Yeah.
It's tough to play with that puppet.
Yeah.
You actually proportioned it differently.
Yeah, it's kind of,
it's not easy, yeah.
Trying to make a little animal character.
Yeah.
Woo. Really what it is I'm not... I want to try a new thing every week, and so Dan from Umbrella, who I believe is in chat, is my buddy, my backup, along with other people. I get lots of good recommendations from people, but I want to try to start something, and then when I work on it again later, it won't be during the stream. It'll be in my spare time, and then I'll give you an update a month later, hey, okay, so I've been working on this. Here's what it looks like now.
Gotcha.
And then get a little more tips.
Okay, so the hours are check-ins.
Yeah, and I spend 10 to 20 minutes just playing other people's stuff.
Cool.
Yikes. Somebody in chat said that too. They're like, why don't you stream for 2? It's because I don't have time. I barely got time for the 1. Brandon K. Gant, I feel, and this is, I believe, dropped this on the podcast, and I think we addressed this for Brandon. It might work for somebody else.
Okay.
But he's still not feeling it. I feel weird about E3 this year.
Oh, sure.
While I'm not losing any sleep about EA not having a conference, it's Sony's absence, leaving me reflecting about E3 overall. 2020 will confirm whether or not this year is an anomaly, but I want to talk about my favorite E3 of all time, 2015. Beginning with Bethesda's first ever show. They had Sunday to themselves, and that night, they opened with, at the time, Game Trailer's most anticipated game for E3, Doom. Book ended with a deep dive on Fallout 4 plus Dishonored 2 being announced in the middle. This was Bethesda's best to date. The morning after, Xbox opened with Halo 5 Guardians, but also had the likes of Dark Souls 3, Sea of Thieves, a mind-blowing HoloLens demo with Minecraft. Remember that, where it came up out of the table?
That was always baloney.
You remember, but no, I love it.
I remember calling it out, just how is anybody impressed by this? And I'm oh, Microsoft, yay! It's why? That's not even a thing still, and it won't be for 5 more years.
It's hard to figure out how that would work for consumers.
Oh, I'm so mad about it still, dude.
And my favorite announcement of the conference ending by confirming Gears of War 4. Yet it was the backwards compatibility announcement the crowd was at its loudest. At the time, Nintendo was still a little over a year from showing off the Switch, but they did announce Super Mario Maker. Ubisoft and even the dreaded EA had exciting reveals. South Park: The Fractured, Butthole, and Ghost Recon Wildlands. For the former, Ghost Recon Wildlands turned out so much better than we thought it was when we first saw it. Yeah. That debut was so bad, and I ended up loving that game so much. And a tantalizing Mass Effect Andromeda teaser, plus the world premiere of Battlefront on Hoth for the latter. Say what you will about the final products, but E3 is about what could be. Okay. And for EA at least, they haven't had that much positive talk since. With all the excitement over the previous 24 hours, nothing could have prepared for what I believe will always be my favorite show of E3, Sony. Opening with The Last Guardian, having Fumito Ueda be cheered was a mythical moment, but immediately rolling right into the world premiere of Horizon Zero Dawn, followed by Hitman, Street Fighter V, No Man's Sky, and Dreams, was a foreshadow of how great this conference wound up being. While we were still trying to wrap our minds around those last 2 games, Destiny: The Taken King and Assassin's Creed Syndicate received time before the nuclear bomb of gaming news happened. My single most hype moment of all time, Final Fantasy VII Remake. A Devolver montage tried to calm us down, but Shenmue 3's tones turned into the Michael Huber explosion seen, heard, and felt the world over. How could it keep going? What else could Sony even have? Well, Batman Arkham Knight, Morpheus, aka PSVR, Call of Duty Black Ops 3, Star Wars, and both in Disney Infinity and Battlefront, and of course, PlayStation's crown jewel to close, and a memorable failed beginning of the demo, Uncharted 4: A Thief's End. E3 2015 is exactly why I loved the second week of June for more than a decade. Sure, with Sony out, this year's E3 feels a little less exciting, but there's always the hope for surprise, the dream of seeing what we want most, the promise of something new, and the ever-elusive payoff of it all being reality.
Skip Nintendo.
That's your solution?
No, Nintendo was totally skipped there.
No, they did announce Super Mario Maker.
Oh, okay, got it.
I love that's it. That's
Yeah.
all Nintendo did that year.
Mario Maker. It kind of was all they did that year.
Yeah.
What's funny about the Final Fantasy VII Remake thing, though, is like World of Final Fantasy came before it. Just so like there was that weirdness coming before Final Fantasy VII Remake, where it's like that's I think also made the remake announcement weirder. It's just like ew, like what is World of Final Fantasy, and then like what is this next thing gonna be? Yeah.
But I feel this kind of always happens. I feel like every May people are like, just not.
It does always happen.
I'm not feeling it because they're holding that stuff. It's like I guess they'll announce stuff and like they will. There's gonna be a lot,
Yeah. But last year was kind of true.
It did pay off?
Yeah, I feel like last year was maybe a weaker E3.
And maybe that's it too?
Yeah, like
a little bit of carryover?
No, most of the time it's like, man, everything leaked ahead of time. E3's going to suck, and like it doesn't. But then last year, maybe it was kind of true.
I think the other thing too is May. We just had our May meeting, and we were like scheduling out who's reviewing what, and like May is dry. there's not a ton of just like really crazy things.
Yeah.
The only thing I would probably sign up to review is Rage, which might be Michael Huber. So.
No, chat. If sounds weird, this is a low key stream. Let us know. Don't be afraid to say so.
Yeah.
It might be like mic positioning. Someone said Jones sounds weird. Don't be alarmed, but Jones sounds weird.
I don't really have a mic like on me.
Okay. It's like a press conference, dude. We have so many mics in our faces these days. I don't know if you see these down here, chat. You've got like two little
mics down here.
Yeah.
I'm holding that up in front of me. Maybe I'll just keep this down. But I mean, are you excited for E3,
Kyle? No.
Brutal.
Yeah.
Brutal. Stay tuned for Easy Allies E3 coverage. Kyle's not looking forward to it. Pokey Clyde. Hey, Brandon, Kyle. I have two things I want to talk about today. One bad and one good. Let's start with Dreams.
So one bad. We're starting with the bad one.
Oh, yeah. I absolutely despise the controls.
Oh, okay.
I was so excited to dive into Dreams and learn all I could learn, but within minutes I was screaming at my TV. The inaccuracy of the DualShock 4's motion controls made the whole process a complete disaster. I have a creative side that I thought Dreams would satiate, but I ended up wasting $40.
Oh.
The silver lining, however, my disdain for Dreams has pushed me to get back into Blender and Unreal Engine 4. Now, I'd like to take a minute to gush about Barry.
Pokey, I'm on the same page with you.
Yeah, down with Dreams, up with Barry.
This is great.
That's Kyle.
This
That's Kyle Bosman. Although, if we're going to continue this comment, I think we do need some kind of spoiler. Like, he basically just talks about all of episode 3 of season 2.
Oh, no. Oh, okay.
So maybe just like put your hand up or something while we're doing it.
Let's just skip the comment and say it's very good.
It's very good. Episode 3. I mean, you can just read it. I mean, you can like.
Let me make sure.
Sorry, no. It's the ending of episode 3. It's the ending of. It's my favorite Barry ending of this season.
Pokey, that's insane. Why would you ruin that for anyone who has not seen it? Why would you do that?
It's a very good show. I guess maybe we can.
Let's skip to this end.
Okay.
Like, it's great. Check it out and watch the series when it airs, so we get a season 3.
Okay,
Otherwise, like Pokey, if you're trying to convince people to watch, like, don't tell them everything that happens in that episode.
That's a pretty big arc too. That's
Yeah.
like even a season 1 arc.
Yeah.
But to not just move on to another statement. Why do you like Barry, Kyle? I was happy to learn that Barry was a thing we were both enjoying.
So, like Pokey touches on, Pokey, we'll get the spirit of your comments. I refuse to go that deep into spoilers so fresh. Twilight can take it. The subversion of expectations is all about what that series is about. It has a protagonist where they don't care if you like him or not, and that's what I really enjoy about this. Like, they don't care. It's not like Sawyer from Lost, where it's like, yeah, but he's pretty cool. It's like, we don't care.
Well,
go ahead, hate this guy.
Hater doesn't care, which has got to be an interesting release for an actor on a show, their own show, like their show that he directed last night's episode, and he co-writes a lot of the episodes, and so. To have this idea of just kind of this, just let it go, man. Like, I know you want people to like you,
yes,
but it's like that's kind of not the story they were telling. And it's like it's my favorite behind the scenes I've ever seen on a show. Like, if you do watch Barry, if you make time to do it, if you get HBO, stick around for the stuff after. I have a
friend who says that's good
those
stuff.
Are so great.
Okay, I'll check them
because
out,
like
dude.
You watch the Game of Thrones ones, and they're like on a fancy set, and they're like, well. see Arya in this scene, what we wanted to do. And you're like, okay. And a lot of it's just, you just told me what happened. And like maybe there's a little bit of like behind the scenes stuff. And Alec Berg, who's produced so much other stuff, none of it I can remember right now, but a very prolific TV producer. And it's just him and Bill like talking about how much they're winging it, you know, like how much stuff they just made up. Like they mentioned in the beginning of season 2, like they had no idea how season 1 really ended. You know, there's like a lot of questions at the end of season 1, and they're like, we didn't know.
Dude,
we came into the writing room of season 2 being like, all right, who has ideas? Like, we really have a lot of freedom of like how we can take this. And so it's not only like what happened, but what do we want to tell the audience? And there's still some things that like we don't know like from season 1, and so
cool.
It's fun. It's really fun to see them make fun of each other. And
I gotta rewatch like season 1 and watch all those little bonuses.
they're really great.
Cool.
Like, you know, not all of them are like amazing, but I enjoy those more than most of the shows that I've seen that do that stuff. And thank you for the comment, PokeClyde. But sorry, I censored it. Jesse Blue. Hi, Kyle and Brandon. I just wanted to tell you how much I enjoyed the Mysterious Monster Mash EZA 3rd year anniversary show as a premiere with chat and look for as a premiere with chat and look forward to future episodes. I'm glad you have brought on, it was a capital P, and so I thought you were talking about Adobe Premiere for a second. I'm glad you have brought on a couple new show ideas for this year, and I hope we can all get the Patreon dollars back up to 52K so we can have another full playthrough fun day, with all allies healthy this time. I also wanted to say that I love the playful interactions, teasing, and banter between the 9 allies, but especially between them and chat. I love jumping into a stream and feeling like part of your experiences. The allies do a great job including the chat stream in their conversations, making comments, thanking subs, asking questions, and thanking us for our answers and comments, and it makes me feel one step closer to actually being in the room, hanging out with everyone. I don't know how well other streamers engage with the chat, not as good as us, I've noticed.
Who are you watching?
Everybody, man, just across the board.
Okay, wow. All right. I don't think you're kidding. I think you mean that.
I'm not.
I got to know who you're watching. Who are you calling out, dude? Let's see your names.
I don't know. But you guys make me feel like chat is the 10th ally.
Aw.
I also wanted to tell you, Kyle, specifically, is I appreciate that even though you work on the podcast and bits and attend group streams and work on BoxSpeak tirelessly, you still make time for your own solo streams and to appear on other shows, new and current. I am glad that you're getting a bit of a break, not having to play 2 characters on Tabletop Escapades for a few weeks, and I hope you're taking other steps to relax and take some of the pressure off of yourself. Maybe meditation?
Yes. I'm actually way into that. I'm way into the idea.
Into the idea?
No, I mean, like, yes.
Yeah.
My therapist said, try meditation.
Dude,
and I'm like, okay. But then, like, I don't, you know?
Right. I don't either. That's the thing. I put it off all the time.
How do I start, Jones? How do I start meditating? What is the first step?
You mean the process of the actual meditation, or how do you like slap yourself into doing it? Just be like, do it.
Me going home and learning how to do it. I don't think you can just sit down and be like, I'm meditating. Like, I have no knowledge of what it takes. Where do I start? Just tell me what chapter 1 is.
You get your phone.
Yep.
You set 5 minutes.
Okay.
5-minute timer.
Yes.
Okay. You sit in a chair. You try to get as cozy as possible.
Mm-hmm.
I like to have some kind of situation where all my appendages are like covered. So like that, you just okay. It's also nice to have balance.
Wait, so
you don't want to have one leg up. You don't want to have one arm
on?
doing something weird. No, just that you're not holding any appendages up. Feet on the floor, arms on the side of the chair.
Okay.
So that you can just totally veg out.
Mm-hmm.
Like it seems silly, but like this is actually not bad because it like I don't recommend. I think it's too much for your first time, but I think you should sit however you want to be most comfortable. But that pose, even though it is silly, actually you see like Ace Ventura do it. Like it actually is nice because it does kind of center your body. But so set the timer. And never open your eyes and check the timer. You're gonna want to so bad. You're gonna like be going for 3 minutes and you're gonna be like, it's been 10. There's no way this timer hasn't gone off. Like wait for that timer to hit. And then you just breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. Don't freak out about how you're breathing. Don't be like, there's a certain way that like I have to breathe. You just want to be comfortable. A lot of times when I start meditating, I'm like, okay, I'm breathing. Oh, I'm doing such a good job breathing. And then like after a minute or two, I'm like, oh, okay. Like I'm actually just gonna chill and be comfortable. The key, though, and what I always do, is you want to try to clear your mind. It is going to be impossible.
Yes.
You will most likely be able to clear your mind for 5 seconds at a time. And then something's going to be some like box peak or something. Like something's going to come back in and invade your mind. And you don't want to like kick yourself. You don't want to be like, God, I failed. I tried to clear my mind. I couldn't do it. You just want to be like, oh, yeah, look at that. Isn't that interesting that like when I kind of try to push the thoughts out of my brain some thoughts literally like force their ways back in. So if it is box peak, you're just like, oh yeah, box peak. Anyway, trying again, and you just kind of like be patient with yourself, be forgiving that your brain is like working too hard, and just try to get back to that point. And so it's not a matter of like sustaining that empty brainness, it's the attempt to try to do it. And then that timer will go off, the 5 minutes will be up, and you will feel nothing. You'll be like, that felt like a complete waste of time. Yeah. It was like, I don't feel any better right now. Okay, whatever. And then you'll go back to work, and then like an hour or two later, for me, I start burping, because that's like how I release stress and anxiety. Like it all just clamps up in my stomach. Yeah. And like an hour, how it always happens is I'll do Cup of Jones, and then I'll meditate after Cup of Jones is over, and then I'll go to the market to get food. I'm burping as I'm walking into pavilions. I'm like, oh, there it is. Okay. Like, finally. And so that's why I think a lot of people get tuned out of meditation, because like, this doesn't do anything. It's like, you don't realize when it actually does it. Cool. And then if you do it like 2 or 3 times a week, it starts even having longer lasting effects, where like you don't just get that 1 or 2 hour later release. It's like now you get it like maybe like even a half day worth of just like you're just totally chilled out. But it's got to be 5 minutes. You can't be like 2 minutes in and be like, that's enough. It's like, just stay the course. 5 minutes, do it.
Okay, I'm in. Yeah. I'm in.
And just be comfortable. That's the whole thing. Be comfortable in your body. Be comfortable in your breath.
But you do it like toward the beginning half of the day when you have other stuff to do it toward the end of the day.
The beginning is usually when I'm most freaked out. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
If I have time to do it, but I forget all the time. And another thing too is I think a lot of people are like, oh, I like to put a music track on, or like, oh, I like to like have a guided meditation, or I like to think about a certain place, or like even meditate with my eyes open so I can like take in nature and stuff like that. It's like, get rid of all of it, because like if I was a therapist, I would talk to people that I would ask my patients like how. Why do you need meditation? What is it that creates your anxiety? And I think that can be like any one of a billion things. Most of the people I talk to, everyone that I work with, and most of the people that I talk to in chat, it's all anxiety. It's all just, I have too much work. And so that's why you need to shut everything off. If you have a guided meditation, now your brain's like, okay, I'll do the things you're telling me. It's like, just stop it. Turn the volume off, close all the windows, close all the doors, and just nothing. Like you just need to, we spend so much of our lives with, and not to be like anti-cell phone, anti-computer monitor, like it's just a part of our lives, but like we're around it so much, with so much stimulus, that it speaks volumes for our mind and our body to like stop it. Yeah. Even for just 5 minutes. It doesn't seem like a lot, but it seems like forever when you're in it, when you're actually like having it go by. I'm tempted to just like literally turn Cup of Jones into just the Jones meditation hour,
Sure, dude.
Just do it every week.
Yeah.
Because it's so helpful.
But as you just said, like if you're just like listening to someone else, just like breathe in. I get you. Like even that's can be distracting. Like,
and I think you just get stressed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you. I think that's the biggest thing is like for me, like I beat myself up all the time. Like I'm not doing enough. The work that I am doing is not good enough. I don't have time enough to plan things or fix stuff. We still haven't vacuumed the floors in here. Just like there's a lot of dumb things. Mm-hmm. And so I just think it's when you have nothing in meditation, like you tend to just kind of like get to a more like calm, relaxed state. But it is boring by nature. It's a very dull thing to do. And so it's funny, like with people on Twitter, I'll see someone like that I don't know, that I know someone that replied to them. And so that's why I see this tweet pop up and they're like, man, I'm just feeling a lot of stress. Like, do anybody have any recommendations? And it's always like, run outside, or like, I've taken Taekwondo and it's really good, like to relieve stress. And I'm like, meditate. And then no one, like, it's always like, yeah. I heard about that. And it's like such a simple, it's like diet and exercise to lose weight. It's like,
for me, it was like,
it's right there. The solution's waiting for you.
My therapist says like, why don't you try meditation? I'm like, okay, how? And then like, she sends me like 3 links to like UCLA. It's just like, and then UCLA has like a dozen links. What you just presented is so simple that it's something I can
try. The base. It's where you start.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, maybe I want to go to 10 minutes before the showcase. No, not showcase. Before a concert, I meditated for 20 minutes straight. Like I was like, I have to. Like the 5-minute timer went off, and I'm like, I need more time.
Sure. Yeah.
But like that really, really helped. And I think one of the other things too, I've talked a lot about meditation, but we'll get back to the showcase in a second.
Yeah.
One of the other things too to understand is like sometimes I don't meditate because I think I need that 5 minutes to make the thing I'm about to do better. Like I need to work on it more. But like for especially people like us who are like getting on camera and talking and like presenting ourselves and like trying to be, professional and well spoken and understood, the calmness that you get even just from that 5 minutes will make everything you've already done so much better. It's like adding spice to food. It's like even if you do a lot of work, you're gonna get on camera and be like, okay, and it's like, that's not good. It's like you've done enough. Like, there's no more work you could do right now. You need to do the opposite of work. You need to just like totally center yourself. And it's funny. It's like, again, if you meditate before a show, you'll be in the show and be like, oh, great. And then after the show, you'll think back and be like, well, I was kind of calm there. Like, it's not, it's I think a lot of people get tuned out of it because it's not something that you feel right away. We don't want to get you burnt out because your creativity and flair for humor set you apart from the other allies. All right, now.
Jones has both of those things.
Please continue to update. Thank you, Kyle. Please continue to update us on Box Peak episodes 6 through 10. I've seen 1 through 5 at least half a dozen times, and I look forward to tuning into the premiere of episode 6. Premiere without the E at the end. Is that UK?
No. Premiere with the E is the event. Premiere without the E means like it's very good. Like
okay.
So that is my premiere backflip.
Got it.
That's my best backflip, basically.
These
are my premier pair of shoes.
I can juggle. I cannot backflip. I'd love it if you could do a Q&A with Amanda again after episode 10, as I missed the live Q&A last time, watching after the fact, hoping the questions I had would get posed by someone else. And don't listen to anyone who tells you it would be easier to do the show another way. The show is amazing, and so are you. Feel free to feel yourself. Much love and respect, and kudos to you, Kyle, Jesse Blue.
Jesse, I did want to say one thing. I feel bad that we have not acknowledged any resubs throughout the stream yet so far, and you were just like, you're so good at talking about resubs. Sorry to everybody.
And this is not the first time they've done this. Look at that. Kind of Funny Games hosting us.
What?
Look at that.
For one viewer.
Yeah. At the time, when they hosted. I imagine that message will never have a lot of people, because that's just who's on the channel when that's happening, right?
Yeah. Thank you, Kind of Funny Games.
New Gene. I might have to do something since Kyle is on.
Might have to do something.
Small divide.
Yeah, all right.
But it's a nice counter,
Yeah.
Talking about take your time with Box Peak, do it your own style, don't listen to anyone else. New Gene. Oh, Kyle's on? Maybe I'll do something.
Yeah.
Small Leviathan. Well, April 20th has come and gone, and now I'm 24. In celebration of that, I'll be doing what I said I was going to do last showcase and share some hot gaming takes. These are hot. These are rough.
Oh, I'm ready for hot.
Before I do that, though, there are 2 games I want to talk about that I've been playing this month. First, I've been playing a lot of Enter the Gungeon again, as that game saw the release of its last major update, A Farewell to Arms, with a slew of new content, including 2 new playable characters, as well as a full rebalance of the game's lower-tier loot to make it less of a drag if you're unlucky. As this is the final update for Gungeon, I just want to say Godspeed to you, Enter the Gungeon. Thank you for all the good times. I've also been greatly enjoying Just Shapes and Beats, and that game is just wonderful. It's also hard as heck, but I don't mind. The game is densely packed with joy and energy. It's worth checking out, if only for how impressive it is aesthetically. Either of those. I played Gungeon for like 2 seconds. I think we might have streamed Gungeon, or I think Gungeon might have been a PAX.
That was back in GT, maybe?
Might have been a PAX pick. I think I might have played that at PAX.
Unsexiest Comedian is the one Kind of Funny viewer. Thanks for hopping in.
Nice.
I get what you mean. So they weren't live, and they just went straight to hosting us. It wasn't like, I get why it would be one viewer.
Yeah.
I finally understand.
Right.
I'm sorry about that.
Right. And Just Shapes and Beats? I can't remember what that's on.
I think that's a
sounds
PC
like a Vita
game.
thing. Oh, it's PC, okay.
For all I know for sure, it's just like, it's like moving around and like shooting things. It is super hard.
Nice. Okay, it's now hot take time. Just remember that although I'm going to get a bit spicy, I don't think less of you if you disagree with any of what I'm about to say. These are just my opinions after all. These takes are ordered in what I believe to be spiciness.
Okay.
So let's get to it. Number 4. Pokemon has generally improved over time, but Sun and Moon is the peak of the franchise by a significant margin. The Alola region has the best designed Pokemon to date. Team Skull is by far the most interesting villain team in the series, and there are plenty of fantastic characters like Professor Kukui, Guzma, and of course, the deuterogenist Lily, whose emotional journey has always stuck with me. Oh, I'm sorry. Are these takes too spicy for you, Kyle?
I've heard some good takes on Lily. I get why people like her. I get it. Except in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, don't play because her arc is like cut halfway short. It's really weird.
Number 3. Naughty Dog should stop making boring, bog-standard action games, hiding their mundanity behind a mask of polished but equally uncreative storytelling. Everything they've released in the last 10 years has looked and sounded the same. Forgettable.
Ooh.
It's hot!
It's hot.
Woo-hoo-hoo! Number 2, Dark Souls is undercut by its own PvP system. The series is all about careful, methodical exploration and rewards slow, calculated play. But Invasions throw all of that out the window by adding an element of randomness that punishes hardest the people who struggle the most. Additionally, it's destructive to the game's fans as well, as it paints other players as either threats or targets, and is a large contributor to the toxic elitism that exists in a lot of gaming communities.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Unplug.
Yeah. You know what I unplugged? My thing was for Bloodborne wasn't the PvP, but the little notes. It's just like, ugly.
Yeah.
It's just I look at the environment like, what a gorgeous environment, and it's like there's just all this stuff everywhere, and like that's why I played Bloodborne offline.
Yeah,
I'm just
yeah.
like, I want the world they made.
Yep.
I don't want these little hands poking out all over the place.
Number one. Here we go.
Trophies, achievements, whatever you call them, are one of the worst things to happen to games as an art form. They're distracting, meaningless fluff that psychologically manipulates people into wasting their time doing pointless tasks that offer no actual benefit to the player. Extrinsic motivators like this have got to go, and Nintendo not adding them to their games is proof that their games are built with respect for the consumer. Well, it's enough spiciness for now. Hope I didn't burn any of you too much. Love, respect, Small Leviathan.
I like that take, honestly.
Yeah.
I like that take.
I mean, I certainly get people not... I've never... the games I platinumed, I either platinumed just for like a dare or because I had like 2 left. And I was like, oh, well, I'm so close. Like Spider-Man, I looked at the end and was like, oh, all right. I have 2 more and I'll platinum it, fine.
Yeah.
But, yeah, whereas I don't necessarily agree with Small Leviathan, I've never been a big trophy guy.
It's like, if people are spending more time with a thing they enjoy, are they being manipulated? I think that's the question.
Yeah.
And it's tough.
To me, it's like microtransactions. It's like, I know some people will be like, they're bad as a rule, but like, man, I've played some games that have them. Where not necessarily like I keep forking over $5 every week, but I am playing within a very limited... I'm playing a game that I will get to a point where I can't play it until tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm still having fun.
Yeah.
You know, like I can get enough out of it and enjoy it.
It's tricky.
See other players that are way higher level than me that clearly spent money, and I'm like, I don't care. You know, it's not messing with my my experience. Gareth Forshaw. Hey, Brandon and Kyle. Hope you're doing well. Over the last few months, I haven't been playing a whole lot of games. Rather than sticking with StarCraft 2, which I talked about in my first showcase submission nearly 2 years ago now, playing most days after work and still gradually improving, it's been really fun, if even aggravating at times. Though, that comes with the territory of playing competitive games. But anyway, with the free time I have had, I've been getting back into anime, manga, and books, so I thought I'd talk about those. On the anime front, I've been watching a few series from the current and last season: Dororo, D-O-R-O-R-O, Kaguya-sama, Love is War, Hinomaru Sumo, and an older series called Seven Deadly Sins.
I don't know. Oh, I do know that last one. That one's on Netflix. I don't know the other ones.
The one which I've got to recommend, though, is Kaguya-sama, K-A-G-U-Y-A-S-A-M-A, a comedy of love between 2 elite high school students, both too proud to be the one to show interest in the other. Imagine Death Note levels of strategizing, tactics, and deception in order to trap the other into exposing their feelings. It's been absolutely hilarious. Now for books, it was a bit of a weird choice, but to get back into reading, I started with Don Quixote. Published in 2 parts, in 1605 and 1615, it's seen as one of the founding works of modern literature. It tells the story of Don Quixote, a madman trying to be a knight errant in an age where knights were long made obsolete. The interesting thing about it is the most well-known scene in the book, where Don Quixote fights a windmill, which he sees as a giant, is only about 5 pages of the 950-plus page book. Why did that scene, out of all the others, get so well spread? It's a difficult recommendation because people didn't continue reading. Oh yeah, I remember Don Quixote. That was that windmill book, right? Yeah.
The real thing is basically like, if you get referenced in a movie, you're just like, what, 1,000 times more likely to be remembered. So if one person says, you know, it's like when Don Quixote fights a windmill. In a movie, like, then you get solidified.
Yeah.
It's that easy, chat.
It's a difficult recommendation, but I'm glad I read it. It's very long, and the second part is much better than the first, in my opinion. After that, I wanted a bit of change of setting, so I read The Three-Body Problem, the first novel of a sci-fi trilogy. It's not quickly apparent why the novel is called that, but it's revealed to be related to the real world three-body problem, that the orbits of 3-point masses, stars, cannot be predicted except through brute force iterative mathematical techniques. I don't want to reveal anything, but the story is really out there. I would definitely recommend it. Lastly, now that Kyle is on the show, it's time to talk about the ongoing Hunter x Hunter manga. Oh my god!
We just say Hunter.
Hunter. He specifically there's the ellipses, and the X was one.
I
of
know
them.
it's in the title.
Wait, we as in the Allies, or we as in everyone?
Anime fans.
Okay. Oh my God, the Zodiacs, the Phantom Troop. Only joking. I won't say anything, but did want to tell Kyle that it's really good and that the author has been a tiny bit better about releasing chapters recently, so maybe he would be interested in checking it out. One question for Kyle.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on the Phantom Troop? Personally, they are my favorite aspect of Hunter x Hunter. Love and respect, Gareth Forthshaw.
Oh, Hunter x Hunter, like Barry, plays off your expectations a lot. I think Phantom Troop kind of exists for that. They're kind of an anime trope that's played in a fun way. I like them. I like them for sure. It's fun to play with mystery, and I like that.
I got a warning on that question from Gareth Forthshaw that he was trolling you. He's like, Jones, this next part's a troll. Kyle's gonna love this next part. You didn't seem rocked or anything. Like you didn't. That I was gonna tell you manga spoilers or something, or like I couldn't figure out really what the troll was there.
Yeah, what was the troll part?
That he was gonna spoil something for you, or I don't know.
Yeah, I don't. Maybe because like I'm not gonna read the manga.
But this is really great. We're gonna turn things around. We're gonna do it in 180 right now.
Okay.
Because you could tell the distance, you know, the separation. Kyle's talking about anime.
Chat thinks maybe it was the X.
I'm over here. Oh, okay. I'm over here, uncomfortable, confused, lost, because I haven't seen this show. I don't watch a lot of anime. Now we're gonna twist it around. Asbo Zapruder. Good afternoon, gentlemen. I only realized that I'm part of this tier. Recently realized that I'm part of this tier, so this is my first submission for Community Showcase. We actually have a lot of first-timers here in the showcase. I'm looking forward to this one.
Cool.
I'm not 100% certain this is a power that I should have been given, but here goes. For my first outing, I'm going to stay on brand. Since April was also Easter month, I did what I assume most people do this time of year. I watched 4 versions of Jesus Christ Superstar. Have you seen one version of Jesus Christ Superstar?
Jones, that was the musical that my high school put on.
Did you go see that musical?
I was in the tech booth, baby.
Oh, nice. So what were you doing in tech? Were you doing lights or
Actually,
sound?
no. They did Jesus Christ Superstar, and then I was in the tech booth for multicolored dream.
Joseph and the
Raincoat.
Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat.
Thank you, Jones. So yeah, I just saw it, and I just no, dude, I didn't like that musical because I saw high schoolers put it on. No, Jesus Christ Superstar.
Okay, yeah, JC's rough.
Just like the
high school.
What I remember is like, oh god, I'm dying.
Can be potentially.
You know, like, oh god, I'm dying. Like that took 15 minutes, man. That was half the musical. It felt like, and everyone's
well, he
just
doesn't
like,
sing when he gets up on the cross. Did your Jesus sing on the cross?
Yeah, he goes, oh god, I'm dying, up on that cross. Like as they're like mounting him up, dude.
He's talking. I mean, he reads his lines in the actual script. It's just spoken. He says, forgive them, God, they know not what they're doing. Well, go, oh God, why have you forsaken me? Like all the lines that Jesus is written to have said.
So you're saying this was a creative choice?
If he went, oh God, yeah, that's not Andrew Lloyd Webber. That's your Jesus had a little too much fun. Or maybe not. I don't know. I've seen several productions of Jesus Christ Superstar. I've never seen Jesus sing on the cross.
Here's what I'll say about the director. He was a wild man.
Yeah,
he is a wild man.
Gethsemane is his big number. Before he is captured in the Garden of Gethsemane, Jesus has a huge song that he sings. I only want to know. I have had a lot of affection for the show, but also a lot of thoughts. Let's see what we can fit. Number 1, because Superstar was a concept album first, it sometimes overlooks things that would have been caught if it had been staged first.
Okay.
The primary one being the lack of anything meaningful for Mary to do in the second act, but also the moment in the Last Supper where Jesus and Judas's argument is interrupted by the apostle singing, "Look at all my trials and tribulations, sinking in a gently pool of wine." All right. It's really hard to keep the tension of that scene up during that chorus, and I don't think that any of the productions really managed it. Yeah, one thing that is interesting is the apostles repeat themselves a lot. And keep in mind, we're talking about musicals. Andrew Lloyd Webber, that was one of his first shows. Like, he was young when he wrote that. So I think, conceptually, he might not have thought of a lot of this stuff. But the apostles were, they have a lot of songs where they continually repeat lines or repeat choruses. And to me, that represents Jesus' frustration that, he's teaching them, but they're not really listening. Like, they kind of picked the part of his teachings that they like, and so they're like, yeah, we got it, and he's like, no, okay. you don't understand, and they're like, no, we got it, Jesus, we're good.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I think that he realized how important this moment was, and they didn't really understand the significance of what he was trying to say. Number 2, another thing that might have been picked up on is Jesus' characterization. The whole show consists of people asking him over and over again, dude, what is the deal with you? And him not answering. And when we get a number from his POV, it's him asking God, dude, what's the deal with me? Ideally, this would be central to how productions approach this character, but instead, they keep trying to reconcile this Jesus with the biblical one. They try to make him serene, but seem to forget that he spends a lot of time in his show insulting people. I auditioned for Jesus. I really wanted to get Jesus, and I got Pilate. But I remember thinking at the time when I was auditioning, I was like, man, that's gotta be scary. Like being on stage, being like, I'm Jesus right now. Like, what do I do? What do I bring? So if I did get that role, I would go straight to the text. I would be like, I'm not gonna try to, if you're religious and coming, like, I'm not gonna be your Jesus. Like, I'm in a musical written by someone who wrote lines for me to say. I'm gonna look at that text and build the character from that. It's kind of like Game of Thrones book fans versus show fans.
Did they make you take off your shirt for the audition?
No.
I feel like the Jesus I saw was mostly shirtless.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they was he... He look good? No. Our Jesus was a redhead, so that was a little distracting. Had a long, big, thick head of red hair. Number 3, 2 of the productions start Pilate off with his intensity dialed all the way up. Yeah, I generally don't like Pilate performances. I was not a fan of the Pilate.
So help me pronounce that. So like I thought it was Pontius Pilate or something, right?
Pontius Pilate is how I pronounce it.
Pontius Pilate. Okay.
That's just, I don't know. It might be wrong. It's how I pronounce it. This baffles me because the trial scene is all about Pilate and the way he is slowly backed into a corner and pressured until he finally snaps. Why would you make someone who looks like he's about to snap at any moment? I totally agree 500%. Because a lot of people play Pilate is like, hey, I'm Pilate. And then like, if you're trying to arc him, by the time you get to the arc, he's like, well, Jesus, I don't care about you. And it's like, well, we didn't really go anywhere. It's like the first time you see him is he's alone and he's singing about, he says he had a dream. Actually, in the Bible, it's his wife who had a dream. But he had this dream where he met Jesus and then Jesus died and everyone was mad at him because Jesus died. And he's like, damn, I want to try to dodge this if I can. Like, I don't want to, like, I'm not necessarily worried about one person, but like, what could I do that would make all of these people so upset? And then he's in one other scene where Jesus comes and he's like, hey, you're not even in my jurisdiction. I don't have to deal with you. Get out of here. Mm-hmm. And he kind of like, and is, maybe not just like confrontational or like angry or anything, but he's very dismissive because he's like, I'm going to throw him to Herod and then great, I don't have to deal with it anymore. Solved it. And then Herod's like, I don't want to deal with you. I'm going to send you back to Pilate. And so it's that last scene finally where he's like, look. And then he basically talks to Jesus like, help me, dude. Help me help you. Like, help me get you out of here. And it's just like he said before, Jesus is like, I can't give you those answers because I'm waiting also just like you. I'm waiting to find out what happens.
Funny story, Jones. One of the only novels I like is The Master and Margarita. And so there's this character.
I've never heard that. That's great.
Yeah, it's cool.
Is it nerdy at all?
Nerdy?
Yeah. Is it like sci-fi, fantasy, magic?
It's magic and religious, it turns out. So I'm reading about this character, Pontius Pilate, that I thought. And then, like, like he's a judge or whatever. And then, like, Jesus shows up. And, like, I didn't know this is all canon. You know what I mean? Like,
canon?
So that's like, it's like a third of the book is you go, like, sit in with this guy, Pontius Pilate.
This is a good submission. 4, finally, why is it so hard to get Herod right? Interesting. It's the consistent crowd pleaser of the show and a number where you can go craziest within a show that you can do pretty crazy things with anyway. The movie and the NBC versions had no bite. I'm with you. The 2000 version cast, I don't know if I've seen the 2000 version cast, Rick Mayall, who brought the perfect, larger-than-life presence required, but unfortunately couldn't sing. And the 02 version cast Herod as a TV show host, a very specific parody of something not all that analogous to what Herod is supposed to be in this world. Anyway, those are the few general thoughts I had. I realize this is probably incomprehensible to 90% of the people watching, not to mention 50% of the couch. Sorry, Kyle. I promise I'll try to bring something game-related until next month. Game-related next month. Until then, love and respect from Asbo Zapruder, a.k.a. Screaming Argonaut, who is in the chat today. Herod's really fun. Herod's like the much-needed comedic relief in Act 2, because Act 2 is all like sadness and, decline. But he basically tells Jesus, like, hey, do a magic trick and I'll let you go. And Jesus is like, that's not how it works, He's like...
I'm just getting feelings of like...
Walk across my swimming pool!
Would you ever watch a High School Musical? Would you ever, like, walk into somebody's high school and watch their musical?
It depends on the musical.
Like I'm getting gross feelings of because that musical to me was a high school musical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing is, there are like conservatory high schools. Like there are high schools that you can go to where that's all you do. You know,
Yeah.
like or most of what you do, and those are pretty insane. Like Amanda, I can't remember the name of the school in Los Angeles, but there's some school she went to that like she saw Sweeney Todd there and Les Mis there, and every time she'd come back and be like, these kids, man, these kids are insane. I think ultimately for me, the age thing would be like the hardest. So like I did You Can't Take It With You, which is a movie, but it was I don't know if it was a book or a play first before it was a movie, but I played an old man, and I was like one of the only older characters in the show, and I remember being like, what the hell am I gonna do? Like I'm 17 and I'm playing this like, it's a 70-year-old, and so I'm like, I'm just gonna be silly because I'm certainly not gonna try for realism. I'm not gonna be like all method about it, where it's like, oh, I'm in rehearsal and like I'm practicing my movements. Like it's a comedy. Like I'm just gonna play for comedy.
I played Uncle Ben in Death of a Salesman.
Nice.
I was not old enough to be an old man.
Is there
I get
a recording
it,
of that?
No recording of that.
Damn
Oh,
it!
somebody's got to have a recording of that. Somebody's got to, dude.
I need that.
This is another insane thing. It was directed by my friend who was really into Coldplay at the time. So, like, there's Coldplay music throughout the whole... Not the whole thing, but, like, the biggest moments...
Coldplay, Death of a Salesman,
are punctuated by, like, a rush of blood to the head. Yes! Yes, dude.
I don't want to move on. This is too good.
This is fun.
Musical theater discussions with Kyle Bosman.
Yeah.
Fun joke. When I did You Can't Take It With You, I put powder in my hair to make it gray, and I had a scene where the taxman came by, and I said, I don't pay taxes, and he's like, well, I'm gonna arrest you then, and he leaves his hat, and I'm like, I put it on, and then I come in a later scene, and I say to my nephew or something, I'm like, do you like my hat? The government gave it to me. And I put the hat on. And it always got this huge laugh. And I was like, I'm killing that line. It got a huge laugh because I took my hat off and this mushroom cloud of like baby powder like flew up into the air. And then I put the hat on. And no one ever told me. I was at like I was at the cast party after the run.
And this happened multiple times.
Oh yeah, we had like 3 weekend run. And they were like, nah, Jones, it's because you had this poof in your hair. I was like, thanks for telling me. Thanks a lot. Spools of Thread left a poem that describes the poem, but the poem itself is 500 words max. And if you'd like a description of this poem, and if again, if you're watching this on Twitch, if you want to absorb any of this stuff, if you want to read these comments later, if you want to know just how salty that trophy's statement was, or as we get on later in the showcase, if you want to see any of this art high res, if you want to download any of these links or listen to these music tracks again, after the showcase is over, I will make that post public. Patreon.com/EasyAllies. It is community showcase for May. I called it, I changed it this month. I used to call it community showcase submissions for that month. And then I'm like, there's no other post. Yeah. I don't then make another community. So it's just, this is the community showcase for May.
Sure.
Spools of Thread.
Okay.
With a 5-part poem. There is too much space between us. Words coming up so fast. We choke on them before we can make it out. Words coming up from everywhere. I choke on the serifs lodged in my throat. You swallow down the softness of a soft O. There's no hard cut. No firefly only one of us leaves, bleeding out. Except I don't notice. I've been trailing blood everywhere I go. Until someone mentions your name, 3 months later. I pretend I don't see it. Hope it heals on its own. We speak a language we're still learning the rules to, even though we're the ones who made it up. Silence, shoulders turned the other way, like you're shielding the pieces of your heart. I haven't touched yet. Your heart I haven't touched yet. Inches of empty sheets between us. I want you gone, but I can't leave. Pinkies interlocking, like bridges across channels. I'm trying to prove I can stay. In the end, I'm the one who runs. Sunlight comes in the window and falls over our legs. The dogs sleep next to each other, in beds by the closet. The neighbor, who's always too loud, tells us he's never seen friends so close before. I make sure I kiss you next time he's looking. I never meet you at all. I meet a boy that looks like a surfer on a television show you might watch. But he tells me he hates the water. Maybe there are more worlds where he is the person I fall in love with. More worlds where I am nothing but a disaster with him. But this is supposed to be us. And isn't that the crux of it? I really like, we speak a language we're still learning the rules to, even though we're the ones who made it up. I want that on a shirt. I really, really like that line. That's great. Thank you, Spools. I love it. I love it even though I'm so nervous reading a poem.
Yeah, dude.
When you get
if you had me read it,
when
no
you
way.
get a paragraph, you're like, oh, blah, blah, blah. Oh, I messed up that sentence. I mispronounced that thing. But poems like, okay,
Pacing
wait, okay.
and emotion. Yeah, you did a good job, actually.
I appreciate it. Thanks, Kyle. Beautiful. Kyle Lee. Hey, Jones and Bosman. Last month, through a combination of starting my new job that has me working overnights and moving out of my apartment, I ended up missing last month's deadline by a few hours. RIP my showcase streak. Anyways, here's some highlights from the month I missed before we get into the new stuff. Rolling the dice to determine my next game ended up backfiring twice, as I ended up playing Portal Knights in The Witness. Portal Knights is like if you removed everything fun from Zelda and Minecraft and then made a game. Awful.
Looks like it, yeah.
Portal Knights is rough around the edges, but I love that format so much that I did have fun with it.
Oh, cool.
I'll tell you what, Portal Knights has it, Minecraft doesn't. Lock on. Love it. Because I was ranged in Portal Knights, and you like assign that beforehand. You're like, I want to be a ranged character. And it was fun, like locking onto someone and hopping around that world and shooting them. Maybe Minecraft has lock on now. I don't know.
Minecraft is first person, dude. Just shoot.
And it's first person. Well, yeah, but it's fun. The third person, because the third person in Minecraft, I'm not like a huge. I third person just to kind of like explore worlds, but like if I'm modeling something, it's all in first person.
Gotcha.
I don't think I ever played Portal Knights in first person. As for The Witness, I hated the hour I spent in it, and it's one of the few games, along with Portal Knights, to get the angry delete off my PS4.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Brutal.
Yeah, man, you just got to get a guide, listen to a podcast, and
yeah, don't let
it's fun.
Don't like listen to too much of that music, I guess.
Although I think if you're an hour into Witness and you're not feeling it, yeah, bail, get out of there. You know.
You know what? Yes.
I think by then you know.
Yes.
I think you can tell. Happier news, I finally played Edith Finch, and I adored it. Would love to find more experiences that feel as fleshed out as that. From there, I actually managed to get through the first 3 bosses of Symphony of the Night, which is the most progress I've ever made in a Castlevania game.
Cool.
I'm kind of hoping, I'm grasping here, I'm kind of hoping Dreams kind of evolves into like scratching that Edith Finch itch, because there are some Dreams I've played where like they go there, folks. Where like I'm like, I'm in a clown's brain, just some really, really crazy stuff.
That car adventure with the burning cross at the end.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's why, like, if there are any Dreams creators out there, if there's anybody listening to this video, 10 minutes, you're done. Wrap it up. You know, like, just, I know, because I see some people that want to build, like, an epic. And it's like, I want to move on to another thing. And, like, I think the richest, most surprising experiences that I'm going to have in Dreams are going to be those 5 to 10 minute, whoa! That was so cool. Okay, on to the next thing.
Yep.
Where it's like, yeah, don't go too long. But I don't know. I will hopefully be proven wrong sometime. I also picked up the Life is Strange Platinum, which is now my 4th, and I put in about 40 hours into Monster Hunter World. Then I replayed Arkham Asylum for the first time in many years, and I'm happy to say it mostly holds up, other than things they improved for City. Only thing I'm not sure holds up is Conroy's kinda sleepy performance. Whoa, cue the Hitake. Now into April. I mean, my Hitake is that it shouldn't even be Conroy to begin with.
Oh, come on.
That's my Hitake.
It's too hot.
It's a new world. It's new Batman. Now into April. While it's been a busy month, I've done my best to fit in some big gaming stuff. Once I saw the first full playthrough was going to be Lost Legacy, I decided it was time to give up on waiting to finish Uncharted 3, and I needed to just move on to 4. Boy, am I glad I did. Uncharted 4 felt like everything clicked to make something special, though I do wish Elena had been on the adventure from the beginning. Why haven't we gotten the married couple goes on an adventure game yet? Their interactions at home and abroad are my favorite parts of the game. No platinum because Naughty Dog is sadistic with trophies. I also bopped around in Dreams a bit, which led to me ordering Move controllers and VR, so I would be ready when that functionality is added. Awesome. You will not regret that PSVR purchase. Astrobot is awesome, but it's going to take me some time to adjust to VR and the Queeze. Yeah, it's always just the first time the camera, like you start the level and you got Astrobot, and you're like, yeah, and then he goes, and the first time that camera follows him, like you can't, like, even I think I've mostly gotten over the Queeze just from playing a lot of VR now. It still happened, like, initially. Your stomach's like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
What's going on?
I got a limit of like 30 minutes.
The Queeze. I'm going to steal that. Phoenix Wright is a delightful series to return to, but I'm not rushing that one. It's my rainy day game. I'm running out of words, so I'll try to wrap up. Everybody's Golf is insanely addictive. Tempted to check out VR with that. Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, I think that's this month, feels so strangely budget and isn't hitting the post-endgame sweet spot I was hoping for. Yeah. Next month, I'm looking at hitting the MVC story mode and deciding whether I jump into Yakuza Kiwami 2 or God of War next. Dreams will also be getting some work. Love and respect, Kyle Goldilocks Lee. Yeah, there's no rush with Dreams. No rush to build anything. No rush to play everything.
No.
Just now that you got it, now that you're in early access, you don't have to buy the full version. Just whenever the mood strikes you, jump in.
Jones, do you think I look real bottom heavy when I let my thighs squash out?
Yeah.
I think so.
Now that you mention that,
Yeah.
you're surprisingly thick.
Yeah.
In the thighs.
Yeah, thick in the thighs, man.
Juan Roland Jr. Hola, Kyle E. Brandon. It says and, but I went there.
Nice.
Last year, I've decided to focus on my backlog and make a list to keep track. Catching up on older Easy 8 content has been a tremendous help because it's a reminder of the great things I not only forgot to play, but also didn't even know existed. That's a good call.
Yeah.
I love when somebody posts a clip or somebody's like, hey, you said something funny in this podcast. I love just like 5 minutes of a super old podcast.
Yeah.
Because it's fun to know. We're
Yeah.
like, so, this game's going to be great. And you're like, oh, wow. That game either ended up not being good or... a rundown of what I've completed so far on the Switch if it was available. Red Dead Redemption 2. Thank you, Jones, for introducing me to this, an experience I will never forget. Dark Souls Remastered. Brad Love, all the way. Captain Toad Treasure Tracker was as enjoyable as the discussion between Kyle and others regarding what genre it falls under. Good times. DK expansion for Mario plus Rabbids Battle Kingdom. I went in blind and hadn't played a tactical game since Fire Emblem on the GBA. Both the expansion and base game were well executed. Mega Man 11. So interesting. Sounds like skipped Mario plus Rabbids entirely and went straight to DK?
I think both. Repeat that
Or just
sentence?
both? Just DK expansion for Mario plus Rabbids Battle Kingdom. I went in blind and hadn't played a tactical game since Fire Emblem on the GBA.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah, weird.
Okay, cool, yeah.
Mega Man 11. Felt very rigid and just not my cup of tea. Respectful. Frederick 2. Sucker for inexpensive rhythm games. Starlink Battle for Atlas. Sadly, felt lackluster, but curious to see what the new content will bring. Not a lot. Not a lot, I think, that'll improve the base experience if you're not feeling it. It's just more stuff. Celeste. Immediately pulled in by the music and gameplay, even if I died 2,053 times. Guacamelee 2. Laughs from start to finish. Hollow Knight. Longer than anticipated, but worth every minute. Shovel Knight and DLCs. Everything in this game feels so right. Not a fan of Plague Knight's fighting style, but going into Spectre of Torment was just next level. Kyle's admiration for this game made it a must-play. Anthem. I can't recall the last time a game actively made me to not want to play it. Talk about technical sabotage. My favorite part, other than flying, was listening to Sarah Elmala. I've never attempted that last name. Was a side mission where I'll never forget Prism Tacit. I'll leave it at that. All 3 DLCs for Spider-Man. Interesting dark twists, and I'm glad I played them back to back. Yeah, I think it's good to wait. For this, who hasn't jumped into Spider-Man at all, not only going straight from the DLCs one after another, but right from the whole campaign, and then you hit end credits and you go straight into the DLC.
Jones, I was kind of thinking about that DLC. Like, I wish I didn't play it, dude.
At all?
Yeah.
Or you waited and played it all in one
I wish
chunk,
I
or?
never played that DLC.
Oof. I enjoyed it. It was a little weird. It was a little...
Yeah, like...
They'd hit the gas, and you're like, oh, this game's over. Oh, and then it'd be over. Like, it was a strange game to get DLC like that.
Right. Yeah.
But I enjoyed it. A little predictable. Division 2, exactly what I anticipated, and still enjoyable with friends. SteamWorld Dig. Thought it was a better-looking Terraria at first, and told myself I'll just play it until I can't anymore. I devoured it, and I'm waiting for 2 to go on sale. Yeah, no rush with 2. Enjoy it. Thanks, Ian and Ben. Minute. Minute, interesting mechanic, which didn't annoy me as much as I had imagined, even after 371 runs. Jotun, loved the art style and enamored with the language and accent. I believe it was Icelandic. Fury, didn't know it was a boss rush game and pushed through. Cuphead, absolutely loved it. Like Damiani, I had never played it before, and their praise of the game helped me pull the trigger. Banner Saga, boy, we are going all over the place with these genres.
Is this 1 month of games, by the way?
I guess so, yeah. This year I've decided to focus on my backlog, so since January.
Still, this is nuts.
This game tugged on my personality strings hard. Maybe personal strings? The sudden realization that I'm in charge of hundreds had me on pins and needles, but Bloodworth's high praise convinced me to push through. Working on Banner Saga 2, and love that I can import Banner Saga 1 decisions. Can't get enough of you guys. Amor y respeto. Juan Roland Jr. Yeah, I don't know if I could... I think I'm just bad at Banner Saga. I was at, like, PAX, and I remember demoing Banner Saga 2, and everyone on my team died in, like, 15 minutes. It's like, all right.
You're not even gonna, like... You load up the sequel, it's like...
But it looks amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like such a quality game. It's just like, man, I think I'm just going to be just awful at that. Samuel Cardwell. Hi, Kyle and Brandon, and congratulations, Brandon and Amanda.
For what?
We're having a kid.
Nice.
Fingers crossed. I've been trying to recommend, or at least shout out, some slightly obscure games from my back catalog, which I think each ally might be into. This month, I was trying to think of a classic Kyle stream game, a game which has somehow slipped through the cracks. Not even a cult classic, maybe not more than about a 6.5 in review terms, but which was made with love.
Yeah, I get that. What do we got?
That game is Airfix Dog Fighter.
Ooh, I don't know it, man.
Yeah.
Nice.
You might not have grown up with Airfix models, little model airplanes which you put together a bit like a Gundam, but with a lot more glue and paint. It's something I used to do with my dad when I was little. Long hours in the garage with some old Souls records on the stereo, each of us working on our individual kits or occasionally joining forces to make a big boy. It's a gloriously old-fashioned hobby, a classic part of British childhood. In 2000, Airfix Dog Fighter appeared on PC. A third-person arcade flight sim where you fly classic World War II aircraft like the Spitfire and the Hurricane. Except you don't fly the real planes, you fly the models around your house, launching daring raids on the living room, sinking U-boats in the bathtub, picking off tanks in your parents' bedroom. It's much more convincing than, say, Army Men, Sarge is Dead, which never really made the most of the toy soldiers aspect. Here, everything in the world really feels like it belongs. For instance, your weapon pickups, rockets, bombs, Tesla coils, etc., all look like household objects, crayons, batteries, etc. The environment is, by 2000 standards, wonderfully destructible. The house is littered with pots, lamps, vases, and so forth, which you can merrily blast into tiny pieces in the hope of finding power-ups. You can also shoot the light switch to turn it into a night mission. The best fun is to polish off any actual objectives early on, and then just tool around, blasting crockery, doing loop-the-loops, and upgrading your weapons until you run out of fuel. Sadly, the house isn't completely open, but new areas open up over the course of the campaign, including a trip outside to the garden, and old areas get rearranged. It always feels like you're finding new things, new planes, new weapons, new areas, new enemies. It's basically just a surprisingly fun, dumb little game, which I think Kyle might appreciate. Love and respect, Samuel.
Sounds really cool.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
I loved everything about that.
All right. I remember there's just something like innately attractive to me about the idea of like being small and jumping around a bedroom. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to think of Chibi Robo.
Not Chibi Robo.
There's like wasn't there like a bee game or like a fly game?
Mr. Mosquito?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that was the GameCube, right?
PS2, Mr.
PS2?
Mosquito,
Okay.
yeah.
I'm trying to think of other things.
Kingdom Hearts 3, absolutely.
Kingdom Hearts 3, the Toy Story.
Toy Story 2, I had a really fun playthrough of.
I still got to play Toy Story 3 after all that, because that was it 2 that was the Disney Infinity precursor?
It's 3.
3, right.
You're going to have a great time,
I know,
dude.
one of these days I'll get to it. Miguel Menjivar. Hello, Kyle and Brandon. Greetings, allies. First of all, congratulations, Brandon, on the happy news that you and Amanda will have a baby. Officially, you are now a father, and I'm certain you will be a good one. Thank you, Miguel. That really gets me. Whenever people say, like, you're going to be great parents, it's like, thank you. Mm-hmm. I think it's a really nice compliment.
It is.
You got to dig deep and wonder, like, what did I do? What did I do that makes me think I'd be a good parent?
I think it's like a sense
It's like I want to be an awful parent to prove him wrong.
No, I feel like through the camera, Jones, we get a sense of warmth.
Okay.
A sense of maturity.
Okay.
A good sense of humor.
No.
And just like
patience with the sound fixing.
Yeah, you seem unflappable, dude. Like I believe it.
I will be flapped this year.
You will be flapped.
Just wait.
There'll be some flaps.
When you see me mid-September, there'll be flaps all over my face. Smelly flaps.
Yep.
I can't imagine how you felt when you knew, but my guess is that you jumped of happiness. Oh, I'm sorry. I have to tell this story now.
Okay.
We started trying in November and found out in December, like 2 weeks later. Like, boop, it happened, like immediately.
Nice.
We were both kind of terrified. Like, we were just really unsure, not unsure that we wanted to do it, but just like unsure about like the entire process. And the first time we got a test, there's like a line. There's like 2 lines, and if there's 2 lines, then you're pregnant. If there's just the 1 line, you're not. Mm-hmm. And the 1 line in the middle was really solid, and then the vertical line was like, and so like Amanda and I are looking at it, and we keep passing it. Like, I think so.
Yeah.
We're like, I don't know, and I feel bad, and like I don't want to go to the doctor if it's not, and we're like, I'm not sure. And Amanda's like, let me change my diet. Let me try it again tomorrow morning, and we'll try it again. Well, she got up early because she was freaking out about it. She had an early start that day. And so I'm in bed, passed out. And so the official confirmation is Amanda walking out of the bathroom being like, and she's looking at it, she's like, it's official. And I was like, huh? And she's like, yeah. And I was like, oh.
Yeah, because you can't like jump out of bed. Yeah, I get it, dude.
Because we had already, that whole process of like knowing it was going to happen, we kind of were past that. So the actual like confirmation was sadly not that exciting.
Yeah.
I wish you the best in this new chapter in your life, but for some reason last month there was no game that grabbed me to play at all. I played a bit of the usual suspects like Division 2, Destiny 2, and Final Fantasy 14. Those are big commitments. However, I just didn't want to play those games, so I stopped. And worst of all, games like Mortal Kombat or Days Gone were not games that grabbed my attention, so I didn't purchase them. Nothing wrong with saving money.
Yeah.
Then I started to play mobile games, and I was entertained for a while, but microtransactions stopped me from caring enough. In other words, I wasn't feeling that itch to play anything at all. Until Yakuza 0.
Ooh.
I have no idea what happened, and there was no game that I played that really made me want to turn on my console until I saw some commentary on YouTube about Yakuza. True, I know Huber and Ben talked about it a lot. In that moment, a lot. But at that moment, they did. I wasn't interested since I was probably playing something else, and now that I didn't want to play anything, I said to myself, hell, why not? I started Yakuza 0 with low expectations, and boy, that game really changed my thoughts about it in just the intro. And then things escalated and escalated until I was completely hooked. I haven't finished the game, but I have nearly 60 hours of gameplay, and I'm playing every single day. Heck, I'm sure I want to play it right now, but I'm working. Now I'm planning my full Yakuza playthrough, and I was able to purchase almost all the games in the franchise. The only one missing is Yakuza 3, which I haven't been able to find yet, but working on that. Yakuza Kiwami 3 is, happening, right?
Not confirmed.
Not confirmed, but Yakuza 0,
Sure.
Kiwami 1, and Kiwami 2 sold great. Right?
Yeah. Fair enough.
I'm making a promise there. Something I learned during this past month is that even if there is nothing that catches your attention to play, if there's a feeling that you will not be able to enjoy playing anymore, then it is just to wait for the right game to come and get you back into the game. Have you or Kyle had this feeling before? Where there's nothing that makes you want to play, and there is a game that brings you back. Well, that's it for me this time. Nothing but the best to all you allies. Amor y respeto, Miguel. I really want to finish Doom, but it was so nice to finally have time for Doom. Last month, it was I think it was Cyber Monday deals. It was $10. I was just like, oh, I've got to play this, and that was really great. That's just that little demon stares at me through the PS4 every time I boot it up. He's like, come on. I'm like, oh yeah, I'll get back to it. I got a pretty light month for games in May, so.
But I mean, have you ever had the thing, Jones, where you're like, man, I'm these games suck. I don't want to play games right now. And then there's that thing that's like, I love video games.
I can't think of anything because certainly the last 6 months it feels like I've just moved from one thing to another. Or I know in April I knew Days Gone was coming at the end, and so it was and Dreams. So I'm I'm not playing anything right now, but it's on purpose because I'm gonna get my affairs in order. Before all that crazy stuff drops.
I wonder, Jones, I feel like the highs of Breath of the Wild and Mario Odyssey, I haven't been back there. I haven't been back there. Nothing's taken me back there, dude.
To Breath of the Wild and Odyssey?
Yeah.
You feel you should go back?
No, the feelings.
Oh, that was a high point, and you've just been
I haven't felt
in the
that
dregs
again.
ever since.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Even talking about Edith Finch and just man, I hope there's more games like that out there. Edith Finch is the best of that kind of game.
Oh. The last 5 games I reviewed were all 6s and 7s.
Yeah, man.
I have drawn the short straw when it comes to games lately.
Spider-Man, sure. It feels rude to say, man, I got a Spider-Man game that was sick.
Yeah.
But, yeah, even still, I guess. Yeah.
You know what makes me happy to think about?
Huh.
Spider-Man 2 on the PlayStation 5.
Yeah. We'll be traveling faster than a jet, dude.
Oh.
Yeah.
Especially if it's just the same city.
Yeah.
And it's just, runs better, more enemies, more diversity, more.
A little bit of snow.
They'll change the weather, a little real,
A little bit of a big old Christmas tree in Rockefeller Center.
Maybe a little bit.
There was a really funny comment in chat. I think it was the Jastrom said, I'll never forget the day my wife announced it. She stepped over and said, "Can you pause your game? We need to talk." Can you imagine, Jones? You're just I don't know, you're just playing some dumb game, just pause, turn, and just
That's kind of in the we posted the announcement video, and we eventually thought it'd be funny, the funniest if I stepped out of the booth, but I did want it to be me holding a controller and just going, I'm literally in the middle of playing a game, oh no, terrified. Although even though that moment wasn't the craziest, when we told both of our parents, they lost it. When I told my mom, she just absolutely freaked out. What?
That was how my last relationship ended. Can you pause your game? We need to talk. Can you imagine, Jones? You're just I don't know, you're just playing some dumb game, just some dumb game, just some dumb 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 No!
Yeah, if you had kept playing,
If I don't pause, it won't
end. Stephen Beaumont, hey Jones and Kyle. I haven't been gaming much lately as the last Reaction Shots episode inspired me to finally catch up on Game of Thrones. Within a couple weeks, I bought and watched the 4 seasons I hadn't seen, then downloaded the HBO streaming service for the run of the show. 2 things to note: the way everyone talked about Game of Thrones, I thought it would be an almost religious revelation catching up, but it wasn't. I really liked the show, but I put a full stop on gaming for 40 hours and kinda am happy-ish. I'm excited to be here for the last episode, although we'll see how the story pans out and how that episode 3 ending now that episode 3 ended, how it did. Yeah, I don't know what a binge of Game of Thrones is like. I've appointment viewed that show the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Amanda was in the process of reading the first book when we watched the first season, and she was like, "You're watching this with me. I think this is going to be really great." But yeah, I don't know. Taking up that much time,
Were you on game trailers of Thrones back in the day?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I cut that every episode of that.
Oh.
Yeah, it was fun. 2 things to note. No, never mind. Oh, and also expectations, man. It's like, yeah, everybody keeps talking about Game of Thrones, and so it's like I imagine coming in now and expecting it to.
It's got to be the best show
to
ever.
blow your mind.
Yeah.
Thing 2 is, since I was paying for the streaming service, I thought I should get my money's worth and checked out Barry from Kyle's Insistence. For the first few episodes, I feel like I've seen the feel. From the few episodes I have seen, I feel like the characters drop the F-bomb for the sake of it, and it is a bit much for my reality, even though I'm from Australia and oft drop the C-bomb. Is this a representation of the emerging acting industry? Yeah, this is LA, man. These people are trash. No one should be emulated on that television program. Everybody is bad.
That is
even
how
the cops,
often,
man. Even the cops, man. Like they're all fallible. Like they all have issues.
Once we click stop streaming, that is how often I use the F word. Yeah.
If you've ever been to, if you have never been to an Easy Allies meetup, that's like the shocker.
Yeah.
Is that we say F a lot. I am really impressed by Bill Hader's acting ability on the show. Is there information? I just feel sorry for this guy who doesn't know how to emote from a life in the service and then the life of a killer. Any help appreciated. Cheers. Yeah, I mean there's a lot to love about the show. For Amanda, the key is the acting class. Like that, she just falls over. Like Winkler's got a great bit where he's like, "I'll go get my leather ledger." Like that, she fell over laughing. Because there's just a lot of dumb. There's a scene in season 1 where they're doing an exercise where you like mirror the other person. So if the person makes a facial expression, you do it, and then you take turns. And like it is actually a helpful acting exercise. It is something that you should do and enjoy and take stuff from. It is also ridiculous, and so it's like they play up like a lot of that, just seeing how they act. When he's like telling the story in season 2, and like Henry Winkler nods to the audience, and the 2 people get up and start like doing it on stage. It's so uncomfortable, like the worst.
But yeah, don't feel bad if you don't feel bad. Not the point. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. And that's a great thing about when you sign up for a service like that is you just check it out. Like, what's the gal in the suit show? There's some new show on HBO.
Veep.
Not Veep. No. There's a period piece. It looks like the 1900s or the 1800s, and there's a woman with a top hat and like a high collar, and that's like the thumbnail for the show. And it's like the lady in the suit or something. I can't remember what it's called, but Amanda like checked that out when I went to work on the showcase.
You're actually really close. It's called Gentleman Jack.
Gentleman Jack. There we go. But Amanda's like, let's give it a shot. Mm-hmm. The Little Big Lies. They had a promo for that before Barry. We watched last night. Amanda's like, I really should watch the show. So it's like, so it's nice about jumping in those services.
Meryl Streep's on it.
Meryl Streep's on season 2.
She's a good actor.
Tim Strothman. Hey, Brandon. Hey, Kyle. Due to a few vacation days around Easter, I was finally able to finish 3 games that have been on my backlog for quite some time. Since I don't have anything else to spend my 500 words on, I will give a short review for each of these. Number 1, The Invisible Hours. I have to apologize to Brandon and Hogue for not playing this game when it came out. It is by far the best narrative experience in VR that I have played so far. The way you uncover different parts of this drama by following different characters and moving back and forth in time is truly something unique. Which is why I'm kind of bummed they're doing Groundhog Day next. Like, I hope it... Because I imagine that it's just they're going to play things for laughs. Where, like, some of the dramatic scenes in Invisible Hours were great. They were so neat to, like...
Really?
Play that... Just, the physicality of things. Seeing props move between characters and...
I mean, that'll still exist in Groundhog Day.
I guess. There's one scene in particular where somebody... Because you could grab items, so you couldn't move anything because you're like a ghost. but you could still like skip. So you could pause and be like, "Oh, cool!" And, like read a label and be like, "Neat, okay." Back
Actually,
to the scene.
I bet the appeal won't be that you'll be able to pause time anymore, but I mean it's like the same 3 days. I bet you.
Right.
I bet you go through those.
I just hope there's a lot of prop
1
manipulation
day.
and stuff because
Yeah.
you're like an actual character. Where
Yeah.
in Invisible Hours, no one acknowledges you. You are a fly on the wall. You're
Yeah.
just a ghost floating around this world. And but there was one moment where someone like went into a safe. Where like I followed someone into a room and they like crack open a safe and grab something, and I was like, pause. And I like look in the safe like, what is that? And they read a document like, cool, what is that?
That's pretty
And this
cool.
is the only time during the entire playthrough that I had access to it because it was
Yeah.
closed. So it's like moments like that are so cool. Groundhog Day has it. One can argue that the gameplay itself, especially the interaction with the world, is close to non-existent. The game even admits that it's a mixture of movie, play, and video game. However, if you're a fan of games with a focus on the narrative experience, like Telltale games, and own a VR headset, this game is a must-play in my opinion. Number 2, The Gallery, Episode 2, Heart of the Emberstone. Episode 1 of The Gallery was my favorite adventure game for the Vive for a long time. I knew I had to pick up Episode 2 eventually, but I somehow never got to it. Shout out to Stephen Blomkamp. Every time I read one of his tweets, I was reminded that I need to play it, and Steve reminds me that I need to play it on several occasions. To make it short, Episode 2 improves every aspect of the game. The puzzles are great, and the story is tighter and told in a more compelling way. It is not as interesting as Invisible Hours, though. I especially loved the minigame to unlock closed doors and chests, which is an amazing 3D VR equivalent of a Hotwire game. Number 3, Mass Effect Andromeda. This one is hard to review in only a few sentences. The game has many bugs, game design flaws, and makes some questionable narrative decisions in side quests. That being said, it has by far the most interesting premise since Mass Effect 1. Discovering a new galaxy and colonizing different worlds with outposts just feels like the biggest adventure mankind can envision. Sadly, the different decisions the player makes do not seem to have a big impact, but increasing the viability of planets by finishing missions until it is ready to be colonized is absolutely satisfying. That's it for April. Love and respect, Tim. Yeah, that kind of conquest, like going to an area, making it safe, plotting something down, moving on to the next thing. I could do that until the cows come home. I love it. David Cleland. Hi, Brandon and Kyle.
Hi.
The series I've been working on for the last couple of years is finishing this month, and I have 6 weeks before my next project starts. So you know what that means? It's backlog time. Even with all that time, I know I will only dent my current backlog, so I'm turning to the Allies for help.
I got you.
I've got 12 games lined up and grouped together based roughly on genre, or at least we'll scratch a similar itch.
We'll knock it down
in
to
each
2.
case, in each case, I would love to hear what you think I should play. Happy to know chat's opinion too.
Okay.
So these are battles. These are one-on-one battles.
Oh, okay. So we're getting 12 down to 6.
2 games enter, 1 game leaves.
Okay.
Final Fantasy 15 versus Kingdom Hearts 3.
15.
I think so too. I have not played either of these games, but I would pick 15 over that. But David doesn't say the how much of Kingdom Hearts he's played, so there's that.
Yeah, that's
It's
true.
Like you can jump into 15 blind, but Kingdom Hearts 3, yeah, not so much. Titanfall 2 versus Rise of the Tomb Raider.
Titanfall 2.
I think it's so as well. We're in agreement. Watch Dogs 2 versus Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice.
Oh, those are so different.
Yeah, it's
these are
Hellblade,
very. I would say okay, yeah. And if we're doing Titanfall 2, we're doing Hellblade. We've made a lot of time.
You think about backlog. Yeah. We've
Yeah.
been giving you a lot more time. You think about backlog. You think about like you play Watch Dogs 2. It's great, but there's not necessarily something you're gonna be able, with the exception of the hacking, obviously, that you're gonna be able to explain to someone else that was like ultimately really unique about the game. Not in San Francisco. Whereas Hellblade is that like. I feel bad. I haven't played Hellblade. That seems like something I missed. Like I
Gotcha.
really need to go back and check that out.
Hellblade hit me hard. It was top 10 that year.
I also have a preloaded answer for this one. Hollow Knight versus Dead Cells.
It's Hollow Knight.
I think so, yeah. Steamworld Heist versus Into the Breach. Maybe Breach? Ben was going on and on and on and on and on and on and on about Breach.
So is Chat. Chat freaking loves that game.
Yeah. I think Into the
Sucks.
Breach might win.
No. Steamworld Heist.
Ooh. I haven't played Steamworld Heist. We're Into the Breach.
How about a game with good art, Chat?
What? What? And this might seem I'm talking down to a character that I actually do very much enjoy and have a long, satisfying history with, but Super Castlevania 4 versus Super Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island. Castlevania 4, man. I mean, come on.
Yeah. You know what? I'm on your board. I'm on board with you. I'm on board with you.
Out of those two?
Yeah.
And Castlevania Collection coming very soon, so you'll get a chance, although it sounds like you already own it. Or there's the wildcard option, buy PSVR and work through its catalog of games. I'm curious, what's the game on your backlog you feel most guilty you haven't gotten to yet? And probably Hellblade. Looking forward to hearing your thoughts. Love and respect, Dave Cleland.
I just want to make
Any lots of Yoshi? Oh my goodness, Definitely see more Yoshi love than Castlevania love.
Yeah, Yoshi as a platformer gets a lot of love, but like, yeah,
Totally miss those games on Super Nintendo.
Nobody wants to hear Baby Mario crying. I get that's the point, but just no thanks. It's that and an alarm going off. It's and like both of those at the same time. I just want to make it clear, SteamWorld Heist is actually a very good game.
Yeah,
and if you care about the characters and the way they develop and the things you find in levels and stuff like that, it's Into the Breach probably reviewed higher, but yeah, I love SteamWorld
Heist. Game in your backlog that makes you feel the guiltiest, or one of. Mine is almost every Lego game released like in the last like 3 years, which the lovely people at TT Games have given us. Access provided by them, and I did not stream or play any of them.
Oh, you
not
know,
Incredibles, not Indy 2, not Marvel Superheroes 2, not Jurassic World.
Access provided by reminds me of there is a extremely guilty a code sent to me for the Final Fantasy fishing game, and it's the only time I like received a code that I've not used. And I don't think I ever will.
Oh.
I don't think I'm ever playing that fishing game.
There's like 40% of Lego Dimensions I haven't checked out.
Yeah.
And I own it. It's
Yeah.
sitting there, like ready to build, ready to go. Too much going on. Happy gaming. Greetings, Kyle and Jones, and all allies.
Greetings. By the way, I need to do a one-question warning. I do need a restroom break coming up.
At the end of this question.
At the end of this question.
You're breaking. Things have been busy this month. So I thought I'd do a good old-fashioned written post as far as gaming goes.
Why are you reading it so slow? Oh, because of the bathroom. And people say Jones doesn't have a penchant for humor.
I've been working Backlog Slog, which is literally the name of the folder of games I haven't finished on my PS4. One evening, I decided to pop into Spider-Man. I initially started at the same time as Red Dead Redemption, and sadly put it down for the latter at that time. While I thought I would give it a good 20 minutes to figure out if, what I wanted to play, that didn't stop until 4 a.m., and I had a huge smile on my face the whole time. I've always had a soft spot in my heart for Spider-Man since I was young, and this game is joyful, full of deep relationships and characters, and it's just a blast to play. I love swinging around the city, and I never mind stopping to bust a crime or do a side plot or here or there because, well, I'm Spider-Man. If the city needs my help, I'm ready to help.
Yeah.
It's overall one of my favorite games of recent memory, and I would recommend it to anyone who hasn't given it a shot yet. Beyond that, I picked up Nier Automata, which is a game a little outside my comfort zone. I'm not typically into Platinum-style action games because I have a hard time remembering button combinations for attacks. I got into a good groove with Nier's combat, though, and thought the world was fascinating. The characters I had a more difficult time getting into. They mostly all feel pretty flat to me, with a few exceptions. Maybe that's how I'm supposed to feel, though, having only finished the first story segment. After all, to quote the Polygon review, the night I first finished Nier Automata, I slept soundly. The night I actually finished Nier Automata, I hardly slept at all. For me personally, I really desire a connection with the characters, and I'm just hoping I'll become more attached as the game progresses from its first chapter conclusion. Finally, I got Tetris on Game Boy, and I've watched and have it connected to my Super Game Boy to play on my TV.
Ooh.
I try to do that at least around once a day. Watching Bosman v. Wozniak inspires me to be better every time with a smile rather than get frustrated. I just scored my first 100,000 point round and got the first rocket to take off. Thanks for everything you do, allies, and I wish everyone a happy May. Congrats especially to Brandon and Amanda on their new addition to their family. If there are any game songs you can think of that you would like me to try and record in lullaby form, please let me know, and I'd be more than happy to give it a shot. Love and respect, Brian from Happy Gaming. I will say this, so this is a previous submission on the Community Showcase. Happy Gaming for a friend, because he had friends that were having a kid, and he wanted to give them a gaming sound, because they were like, we're not going to be able to play games as much, and we want the kid to learn games, and but he's like, and I wanted to get him a game soundtrack. He's like, but there's not a lot of game soundtracks that, like, the whole album is soft and calm, and, you know, even stuff like Journey, like, has its, you know, tough, like, strenuous tracks. So he made his own album of popular songs, but just kind of, like, lullaby versions.
That's cool.
And I reached out to Happy Gaming, and I was like, man, you know, if you got a link to that, I would love the album. And he was like, oh, here we go. And little did Happy Gaming know at the time when he handed that over, like, oh, yoink. I'm gonna put that in the little boy's room.
You got that? You yoinked that, dude?
So I got, yeah, he sent it over. So I got got that album, and my offspring will be enjoying it. Or listening to it. I don't know if he'll be enjoying it or not. He's probably going to be a pediatrician.
Wait, what?
Yeah. He's going to be a marine biologist. Like, he's not going to be an actor. He's not going to be into games.
Pediatricians can still like video games.
They can, but they don't, you know, they don't play a lot of it, you know. They got They're tired when they get home from work. They're exhausted.
They're exhausted.
They're exhausted. Yeah, it's a boy. It's a boy! The video that we posted originally said it's a boy, but Amanda wanted to say it's a baby because she thought that was funnier. And when we put up the video, the word "it's a baby" slowly comes in, and at one point it says Saba. It just says S-A-B-A. And so, like, Amanda and I watched the video many, many times before we posted it, and every time that would happen, we'd go, Saba! And I love that, like, one person on Twitter was like, my video stopped and started buffering at one point, and I wondered what the heck Saba was. Saba! But yeah. In what order would you ask the other allies to babysit? In what order would I ask the other allies to babysit? Okay. All right. Oh, God, hope this doesn't get around. I mean, Bloodworth probably first. Ian said he's accredited, though. Ian said he actually has, like a signed, like, diploma somewhere. But yeah, Blood, probably Ian. Ian and Blood are like a tie for number one. I'd actually put Brad up there. Brad is very responsible. As much as I love Huber, I would just put at the bottom because Huber is just totally absent-minded and would probably forget. Dude, an excellent question from chat. What? In what order would I let the allies babysit my child? Mm-hmm. So far, I'm Blood, Ian, Brad. Huber's at the bottom. Yeah, and in the middle there would be you and Ben and Damiani. Maybe Damiani's next, but. You, I think, would just want to experiment with things, and Ben is just on his phone in the Switch a lot of times, so I think, I'd come home, and Ben would be on his phone. I'd be like, where's the kid? He'd be like, oh.
So, like, I think I'm a very good babysitter, but like,
okay.
Once a child can speak, I'm a bad babysitter.
Yeah,
because you're right, we're just goofing off.
And I love, we have two godkids and godsons, Amanda and I, and she was babysitting for them one time. I think I left I went out of town. I think there was some like event I went to. I think it was to play Red Dead in San Francisco. I was like, sorry kids, bye.
Yeah.
And he was totally chipper the whole time, the youngest one. And I think he was like 4 at the time, 4 or 5. And he's just really nice, and she's making homemade food for them. Like, they made pizza together, and she's making them dessert and all this stuff. And then, like, their mom finally comes home, one, very close friend of ours, and she walks in the door, and Otto's, like, smiling at her, and then all of a sudden he gets really serious. He goes, Amanda fed me gross food! And Amanda's like, what the hell, man? Just because, I think he realized in that moment, like, he saw his mom, and then he was like, oh, wait, I can get some attention here. Like, I can get a lot of attention from her on the drive home. There's got to be something I can complain about. Oh, the food was weird,
You refused to think the food was actually gross?
Yeah, because he wasn't complaining at the time. And he would. I mean, like, he's not, if he's not going to eat something he doesn't want to eat. But he ate it fine, and he had a grand old time. But he saw his mom and was like, I got to get that classic mom attention. There's got to be something I can say. Amanda fed me gross food.
One time
it was like strawberries.
Strawberries is gross food, dude.
It's like, come on, kid.
When I was babysitting once for a family friend, he was like really into the washing machine, just mechanically, and like it's just like, yeah, let's play with the washing machine. And so like we made lots of suds, right? And I think this is a hilarious blast. But then the parents come home and like the laundry room is like full of suds, and they're like, what happened here? And then suddenly I realized like I was the responsible of like
you looked around.
It's like and then I never babysat for them again. That was it, man. That's what I'm saying. Like once they start speaking, dude, it's just like we're just gonna goof off. Like I can't be responsible.
We had house sitters one time, and like one of the shelves just like, collapsed. Like the bottom of the shelf, like was just like on the, and we like came home and we're like, oh, the house looks pretty nice. We were putting stuff away, and Amanda's like, what? And I'm just like in the kitchen. And I come in the room like, what? And she's just staring at it. I'm like, how did that happen? And so we like messaged the person that was taking over the house. We're like, what? They took a picture of it. We're like, what's up with the shelf? And they were like, oh yeah, that happened. And we're like. Maybe let us know. Like, we're not gonna blame you. Whatever, it happens.
Oh
like,
yeah, that happened.
But it was. Oh right, yeah. I was gonna tell you about that. Yeah, it's nice. So it's one thing if something happens and the person's like, You're like, that's strange. It doesn't seem like an accident. It's another thing if they're, oh, right, yeah. That happened, and then I thought I should probably do something. Let us know. Corey Jackson, greetings, Kyle and Jones. I hope you're all having a good spring and stuff. Also, congrats, Jones, on your upcoming kid. I'm also having an August birthday. Nice. Warcraft had its 8.1.5 update, adding some minor updates and a 2-boss raid called the Crucible of Storms. The overall story of it involves stopping the old god N'Zoth's minions, who N-Z-O-T-H, N'Zoth, who, by your own short-sightedness, given them 3 powerful relics. The fights are fun and difficult, and the raid music and theme is downright creepy. Lots of eyes. It ends with you killing the minions, getting the relics back, and N'Zoth giving you praise, which, from a great horror like him, leaves you a little unsettled. Can't wait to see what N'Zoth and Ashara are up to in the next patch, 8.2, been waiting to take her down since the Burning Crusade. Next, SteamWorld Heist. Here you go.
Here we go.
I love this game. The card system is fun, and each hero can have multiple different roles and builds, and the dialogue is charming, coming from the team behind the SteamWorld series. I also tried Sekiro, but dropped off because it couldn't keep my interest like Bloodborne did. Also have an anime... I'm with you. Also, I have an anime recommendation for a series I started to watch on Crunchyroll, Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba. It's a shonen series about demon hunting in the Taisho period, Japan. The animation, music, and character designs are done well, and overall I'm enjoying it so far. It's on episode 4, so it's not a slog to catch up. Also, Jones, I recommend The Promised Neverland because it's great. No spoiling what's it about, only 13 episodes. Hope you all have a great May. Rage 2 is almost here, and I can't wait. And E3 is really soon. Love and respect, CDJ Gamer. Promised Neverland. Underline that one.
The GIF that we use for bits is so funny because you freak out over 100 bits. It's like me, Jones. It's like me handing you $1, and you're like, oh. It is. Yeah, look at that. Just look. $1. Whoa! Oh my goodness. Thank you though.
Dan Allen. Oh, here we go. Okay. Hello all. One second. Let me get this ready.
Oh, okay.
Ready for Kyle. Kyle's actually done this before. We've come full circle. But apparently more is needed, Kyle. Hello all. Dan Allen. This month, the Shenmue EZA dub continues, Mr. Bosman, Mr. Jones. I'd almost forgotten to send this in, but sometimes when you almost forget things, you find yourself remembering them. Know what I mean?
Yeah.
This month, both of you guys have some NPC lines to read.
Okay.
Starting with you, Jones. Also, congrats on making yourself a baby. Besides the point, though, if you're so kind to read the following. Mishima-san. Middle-aged gossip. A nice lady, part of the gossip duo that hangs out near the payphone along Kondo-san, played by Daniel Bloodworth.
Oh, hello, Rio. Black suits? No, I didn't see them. Oh, nothing worth mentioning. I'm sorry, Rio. The weather was awful, so I stayed inside all day. Did you ask Sumiya-san? She knows about everything that occurs in this neighborhood.
That was really good,
Thank
Jones.
you. I was trying to actually channel my memory of Shenmue.
Chad, let me know if this works. I'm going like a little bit angled off of the microphone. Let me know.
Okay.
Now for Mr. Bosman, if you'd be so kind as to read the following. Sumiya-san, elderly queen of gossip. So I think we're gossips.
Yeah.
Hi, Rio. In black suits? No, I didn't. But I did see a cat, though. Yes, it was run over by a car. A kitten. A kitten was crying nearby. A kitten was crying nearby. I also saw little Megumi crying with it. Now that you mention it, Yamagishi-san took a terrible spill at the corner by the park. He was trying to dodge a speeding car. Looked as if he hurt his back. I think it was the same car that hit the cat. It must have been going really fast.
And then when we first see Sumiya-san, she is sweeping. So if you could in any way hum a little something an older lady might be humming as she sweeps her front porch. As short or as long as you would like. Don't hold back, though. There is no such thing as too long a sweeping ditty. Okay.
Beautiful. I don't know if you've ever seen The Exorcist 3. There's a lot of creepy old people in The Exorcist 3, and you sounded like one of those ladies. She walks up to George C. Scott and she says, "Are you my son?" He's like, "No, but I would love to be."
Yeah.
He says, "You're not my son." It's like very emperor.
Yeah, I as it went further on, it got like, it's like, oh, boy.
It got louder but more incomprehensible.
Boy. Yeah, the louder was like to stop laughing in the middle.
Yeah, I
it
know.
was funny when she was weaker. Can I do one more read real quick? Okay, no, we got time. We don't have time. We don't have time. Okay, all right.
Hi, Rio. In black suits? No, I didn't. But I did see a cat, though. Yes. It was run over by a car. A kitten was crying nearby. I also saw little Megumi crying with it. Not to mention it, Yamagishi-san took a terrible spill at the corner by the park.
You're done.
No, I got this.
He was trying to dodge a speeding car. Looked as if he hurt his back. I think it was the same car that hit the cat. Must have been going really fast.
She
Really
loves
good.
gossip. All right, let me give her a humming too. Okay.
Beautiful.
So you get it. Like I gave you 2 takes.
Yeah.
This is what I like to do as a voice actor. Like give you a couple of options here.
I know Dave has such a hard job ahead of him, but if we could get outtakes, that would be so wonderful.
Just if like the character starts laughing,
Yeah.
it's just in the game.
Thank you all. The magic continues. Shenmue 3 draws ever closer. Love and respect, your friend Dan Allen from Detroit, Michigan. Liz Castro, hello. I wanted to update you up.
I'm just adjusting my microphone.
Noise. I wanted to update y'all on the club my students started at school, Girls Do Gaming. The club has grown primarily because a large group has started playing through a D&D campaign. Yesterday, I came back to my classroom where their meetings are during lunch, and they were role-playing what should have been a pretty tame encounter with an empty home along their road to their destination. Instead, one of them decided to pet the guard hound, and it turned into a monster encounter complete with flames, portals, and someone needed to be healed. Their joy made my heart fill with joy as well. I'm so happy that by being my big nerdy self, they are able to be their own nerdy selves. Thank you for making space for older game enthusiasts. I'm only 35, but sometimes it seems that gaming coverage skews towards a much younger demographic. Much love and respect, Liz. If you want that old demographic for games, you've come to the right place.
Howdy.
I'm having a kid. We're getting up there in years. Jason A. Sackle. This comment's going to be a mess. I just realized I hadn't written anything, and it's late on Wednesday. Slacking.
Yeah, I need a Sackle take.
So the writing's probably going to be more horrid than usual. Apologies in advance. To be honest, I didn't really play anything in April. I purchased and downloaded the early access for Dreams, but I haven't really touched it. I want to get in there and create, but it feels like I'll just go to design, regret, exhaustion, aggravation, mentally succumb, the 5 stages of Dreams. I did, however, download and start playing Picross S3 on the Switch. So good. Critical Mode came out for Kingdom Hearts 3. It's pretty garbage. Arrows flying from off screen and killing you in one hit with full health is pretty terrible and not fun. What else? I saw Avengers Endgame, but I won't and shouldn't talk about it yet. No worries, no spoilers here. I do want to talk a little bit about the trailers, though, in particular the one entitled To the End. I think the marketing team did a fantastic job with putting them together and using footage from previous movies to minimize the amount used from Endgame. And that's my favorite thing about the event, about the Infinity War trailers, too, is there's so much trickery. There's so much, like, I went back and watched those trailers, and I was like, none of this happens! You know, like, or there's, like, one character in the background that would be a spoiler. I love it. The trailer To the End, incorporating each hero's theme, was a really nice touch and executed really well. The only other thing on my mind right now, aside from sleep, lots of other things actually, anywho, it's One Piece. The series, not the game that came out, World Seeker. Although, Bandai did post one of those surveys where they pretend to care about user feedback and will likely ignore all of it and make the same mistakes again. So, at least there is false hope. But yes, the series, it's great. I love it when Oda will just plant seemingly random things throughout the series, and then it turns out to be really important. Recently, it was revealed that a certain phrase was used twice previously, maybe more, has weight and importance to the story. Also, not twice as in the past 2 years. One of the instances was from a chapter released in 2001. The same kanji and everything used in the same context. It is what makes paying attention and investment so worth it when people really dig to find these things. When rereading the series, I now have new context, and there are chapters that I have read dozens of times that feel fresh again. There hasn't been a single piece of media that has paid off as much as this series has, and it ain't even done yet. The attention to detail, planning, and storytelling is just so rewarding. If anyone has been on the fence about getting into the series, I recommend watching the movie One Piece Strong World. It's a nice, compact, 2-hour entry in the series that is accessible to those not familiar with One Piece. Speaking of things that are great, I'm probably going to play Final Fantasy IX again this month. What an ending.
Yeah.
Love it. That comment was awesome.
Man, One Piece, though. Just so many episodes.
Oh, I know.
Oh. I like that. Honestly, great suggestion. Just, hey, watch the movie. If you like the movie,
Yeah.
maybe you can
I imagine, like, going into heaven, you know? And, like, the angels are, like, you know, walking you around, and they're just like, we have time to do everything. This is the building of One Piece. And you just go in, and, like, everyone's there, like, we're catching up. And you're like, oh, okay. You're, like, in limbo. You're like, I have all the time in the world now.
Jones, what do
Or the
you
universe.
do to earn the right to go to heaven? What makes you think you, of all people, gets to go to heaven?
I've thought about this recently.
Okay.
Saving spiders.
Nice.
I literally think it's
You
as
could
simple
make
as
a
that.
case. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just one, or maybe you have better status the more spiders you save.
Yeah.
But I think if you in your lifetime can like build up the courage and to care about something, not just stomp it out, but just once to like let it live, or put it in a cup and take it outside and toss it.
Jones, I guarantee you,
You're in.
10,000 people in front of you, 10,000 people behind you, spider smashers. Yeah, I think you would stand out, man.
All right. Cesar Villa. Hello, Kyle and Jones. First of all, congrats on the baby, you sneaky bastard. You knew your birthday that you would be a father soon and still played it cool when someone asked you if parenthood was on the horizon now that you hit the 4th floor. And now that Kyle is here, you asked the week after I told you. You asked some baby question. There was somebody on the podcast. If you go back to recent podcasts, there was a love and respect question where someone said, I'm about to have a baby. I'm running out of time. What should I do? Or do you have any recommendations for playing games as I
remember this
have this baby? And then you looked up and the two panelists went.
Yeah.
Turned to me and I was like, oh, come on.
Yeah.
It was so great.
Yeah. Nobody picked up on that.
Oh no, of course not. And I was able to play that off, and I think you brought it up because you knew I would be able to play it off.
Yeah.
But just Kyle.
Jones, you got a take on this?
That's good. Yeah. So go back if you want that fun moment to relive that. I definitely will never play poker against you. Now, what to talk about? The only subject that comes to mind has nothing to do with video games, but something that I know Huber and Ian will like, and I think that you, Kyle, like it too. So I'll take a chance. And in some way, it relates to you guys a little bit. Veronica Mars will be back soon on Hulu.
Don't know Veronica Mars, but I bet you're right that I would like that.
I've been a fan since I caught the ending of Season 1, Episode 5, one Saturday morning on TNT. That's the network that aired it here in Mexico.
One Saturday morning.
And it hooked me right away. Then I followed closely and suffered when it was canceled after just 3 seasons. I truly believe it deserved better. As I said last month, I joined Twitter after a weirdo in a suit and a tiny desk said, if you are on Twitter, you can follow me at Kyle Bosman. But since I was on the platform, I started following the main cast of Veronica Mars as well. He wrote V Mars here. I guess that
V Mars.
Abbreviation. I was on top of all the times they tried to make the series come back in some shape or form with nothing coming out of it. But then their Kickstarter for the movie was announced, and I was left with a conundrum. I'm very careful with my money, which, being a patron of VZLs, thank you very much. And getting by, but I'm no means a big spender. I've mentioned many times in the show how I'm a big AVGN fan, Angry Video Game Nerd. But even when he went to Indiegogo to fund his movie, I thought, sorry, James, you make the movie, I'll buy it, but not the other way around. This is just not how things work. His campaign was successful, and he did the movie, and I bought it as promised. Then the VMARS campaign started, and what should I do? Do they really need the money? Well, in some way, otherwise, they would not be asking, but do they really need it? Well, no, not really, but that was besides the point. As I said, I was aware of all the times they tried to make it come back and failed, so when they came asking for my help, there was no way I could turn my back on them, so I pledged to the campaign. This shift in my perspective was determinant when my beloved GT was shut down and you guys went to Patreon. I had failed James Rolfe. I was not going to fail you too. Having VMARS back again is as joyful as watching you guys get your studio. Too bad there's no Hulu in Mexico, but I have almost 3 months to figure out how to watch it. Love and respect, Caesar. Caesar also puts the accent on the E in Mexico, which makes me wonder if I should say Mexico.
If you want to do that, if you
just
think you can pull it off.
Yeah, as a Californian, I just say Mexico, but like, I wonder what that.
I
wonder what that difference is.
That sucks. So I'm confused, by the way. So they had a crowdfunding thing, but then it got picked up by Hulu. So they didn't need money. What happened there?
I don't know.
They crowdfunded for the pilot and then sold the pilot to Hulu. I guess I would get that. That would make sense.
Yeah,
but also, how much does that suck that the series you love isn't streaming in your
crowdfunding was for the movie, I believe. Thanks, Kristen.
Got it.
Two different things. Two very different things. Okay.
Cool.
And our final comment.
Oh,
John Koenig. Hey, Brandon and Kyle. Last month I talked about Sekiro and what's the perfect way to follow a brutal, bloody game of revenge. Why, with Pokemon, of course. Specifically, Pokemon X. I'll pack my experience starting with the bad and end with the good. So let's begin. The bad. The story and the characters. When I say bad, I don't mean everything about the story and the characters is unsalvageable. In fact, there are a lot of strong parts here. There is AZ, an ancient king who lost his beloved Pokemon in a war. This drove him to extreme measures to find a way to revive his Pokemon, then to end the war and punish those who continued it. His tale of grief, vengeance, and atonement is also to Lysander, who believes that overpopulation will destroy the world, drives his goal to create a world where only those he deems worthy are allowed to live. The problem wow. This is pretty deep for a Pokemon plot. The problem is that your first hint of any of this is near the end of the game. Okay. Before that, your time is spent interacting with characters who are completely pointless. Yeah. The bloat is best shown in your 4 rivals. You have the one who always loses, the one who gives you a nickname, the one who has a Pokedex, and Tierno, the one who's making a dance team.
Yeah.
On their own, this wouldn't be an issue, except that they take away time that could have been spent fleshing out the story of the people who actually matter. So now, let's go over what's good. Everything else. Generation 6 has among the best Pokemon in the series. Some standouts being Talonflame, a fiery falcon that can outspeed almost anything. The legendary Xerneas. Xerneas, who is the perfect blend of majesty and power. And Tyrantum, who is a T-Rex. It also does a good job of giving you a wide variety of Pokemon from previous generations. While the volume of available Pokemon can be a bit intimidating, you also have a huge amount of freedom in picking who you want to use, including being able to catch Eevees in the wild. So go nuts with all that evolution team. The region of Kalos can only be described with one word: beautiful. Every environment you travel through is vibrant, colorful, and just fits really well into the region. Lumiose City is without a doubt the most impressive location in any Pokemon game. Navigating is a little confusing at first, but once you get familiar with the city, there are numerous shops, people, and side activities. The city's central location means that you travel here several times, with each visit adding a bit more to do. The layout of the routes are very clever too, especially in the late game, with each route having a different number of shortcuts and side paths to explore. As much as I enjoyed Pokemon X, it was frustrating for me. While it's already my second or third favorite Pokemon game, with a couple of tweaks to the story and characters, and maybe a little less linearity, it could easily have been my favorite. Pokemon X, Kyle, before we move into drawings.
I get it. It's another game that I look back at and just hate. It introduced, I think, the fewest amount of new Pokemon into a game because it's turned to 3D. And so I think they added, chat helped me, 60 to 80 new ones. I think that was where they capped off. This is where Megas are introduced. And Megas are, they were cool, but then also just they're just Jones. Do you remember how fun Pokemon Red and Blue is? This idea that any Pokemon you catch can be good. You put it on your team, you level it up.
Right.
Any Pokemon is good. Like, Pokemon are these creatures. But then this idea of, like, Mega, to me, is, like, purely about Pokemon are here for battle. Right? Like, the idea that they would have a Mega form, that this is what this Pokemon turns into for just a limited amount of time, and it's just, like, stronger and scarier and cooler looking. Like, it kind of, like, to me, is just incongruous with the point of what Pokemon is all about.
Sure.
And so, like, it's just, like, we're starting on this really strange path, man. And, obviously, I hate AZ. I hate, like... another team, you know, and so just like there's a lot going on, and I think like they were saving stuff for Pokemon Z. Didn't never happen. Yeah.
Some people were recommending good Pokemons in chat too. I missed those. Time for drawings. Time for art, folks.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah. Zephyr Moon. Greeting, Jones and Kyle. I want to say huge congrats to you, Jones and Amanda. I'm so happy for the both of you that instead of submitting a character sheet that I've been working on, I thought I'd put together a tiny sketch of a possible future. Hope you like it, Jones. Much love and respect, Zephyr Moon. I can't even take it. I can't even take this. I can't even take this.
Oh, I see.
I can't even with this, man.
Yeah, man. Like, hard to say, but I feel like 7 months from now there could be flying spacecraft for baby toys.
Right.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised.
The future is amazing.
I was not. Honestly, Zephyr Moon, like from the bottom of my heart, this rocked me, man. I was, and this was one of the first submissions for the showcase this week, and so I was like, okay, here we go. I'm gonna be up, late, putting these together. Okay, what's this first one? Then I was like, oh wait, like sent it to my phone and like came in and immediately showed Amanda.
Oh,
Didn't no context. It was just like, look at this image, because I love. There's two elements from each. I got the Batman shirt, and I got the Falcon. But there's the sorting hat, and Amanda's got her Enterprise.
Star Trek for Amanda though, and
Star Trek
Millennium Falcon for
hat.
you. Yeah, 2 and 2, baby. That's neat.
But it seems like, the way I like to see it is he's had Star Trek, and the wave lines are him actually throwing the Enterprise to the side, and being like, yeah, Star Wars. I see what you're doing there, Zephyr Moon, and I appreciate it.
Yeah,
I like it. Thank you, Kit Snow. Hi, Brandon and Kyle. I haven't had much time to myself this past month between working and moving on a load of other things. This month, I wanted to share some of my favorite things I've drawn these past few months.
Ooh.
So here we go. This is a series from Kit. Thank you for the sub.
Come on.
Who's that?
That is the bad boy from Resident Evil.
First is always Steve Burnside.
Steve Burnside, thank you. He's the one who likes to kiss sleeping women.
So does Bruce Willis in Fifth Element, So it just
depends.
Does he? Yeah, he does.
Oh, dudes.
Not without my permission. Boop. Second is Spencer Reed from Criminal Minds, one of my favorite shows. And I do not watch Criminal Minds, but...
This one I'm going to have to take your word for.
I recognize that actor. It's like, yeah, no, I recognize that actor. Third is Pomper from Tabletop Escapades and my Dragonborn, Myris. So I love that, the two meeting. And last but not least is, and I always pronounce this name wrong, but I'm finally going to get it right for the first time, Nicator from Season 1 of Tabletop Escapades. I've drawn a lot of things I'm proud of this year, but all 4 of these pieces I'm particularly proud of. Love and respect to Kit Snow. I always say Necator.
Yeah, it's good, Nicator.
I'm like, Nicator.
Nicator.
Kit, these are great. I just need Steve. One more second.
Yeah, you know what that expression is? He oh, there's a sleeping woman over there. Oh, nice. She's totally asleep.
Oh, it's a great moment in Fifth Element. He takes her back to the apartment, to Ian Holmes' apartment. He puts her down on the couch, and then he's waiting for the guys to come back in and give him more information. And it's not like he's never met her. Like, they did kind of a fun introduction. He's just had a crazy day, and he's not thinking straight. And he kisses her, and you see Mia Jovovich wake up, and then you hear and then Bruce Willis backs up, and he's like, okay, and the guy gets his head. He's like, all right, and she's like, no, and she says something to him. The film's on Netflix right now, so it's just fresh in my brain. But before he leaves, he's like, what does Ensis no Gamet mean? And Ian Holmes like, never without my permission. He's like, all right, that's fair. So it's just how you tell the story. but he's a weirder character for more reasons than that.
All right.
Grazuka, what's up, Brandon and Kyle?
It's just how you tell the story.
It's just how you tell a story, you know.
He's a creep. People can evolve. You can start off as a creep. You can evolve.
True. What's up, Brandon and Kyle? I haven't doodled much since I shared my stuff last time. I haven't really improved either, and I don't remember which drawings I shared last time. We do have some repeats here, but we got a new dude on the couch.
Sure.
Who enjoys these properties, so... here are a couple of recent doodles. I wish I had more time to practice, but I've been swamped with work, and free time is just used to watch anime or used for beating Persona 5 for the 6th time. I know what that's like. I don't. Regardless, I just wanted to let Kyle know that I watch all your streams, and I'm always inspired by you and the people who submit their art. You guys are incredibly talented and make me want to become a better artist every day. Lastly, Box Peak is so awesome and so Pokemon. I love it. And thank you for getting Brandon on board with the Pokemon hype. Love you guys, Grazuka. P.S. Jones, please play Pokemon Crystal. I will send you my copy if I have to. Love and respect. Yeah, it is not finances that are keeping me away from playing the Pokemon game. And that's the sad thing when people... Let's go through art. But that's the sad thing when people recommend other Pokemon games, because it's just like... Even what was the last one? The Red and Blue, but Let's Go Pikachu.
Mm-hmm.
Even that was like, I gotta stop. I mean, I'm having fun, but it's just like, man, I gotta...
You were even playing that free-to-play Pokemon game for
I
a
didn't
sec.
think I was... Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's still on my phone.
Yeah.
It still calls to me every time I boot my phone up. But, yeah, I love these. Don't recognize characters. Shout out, Kyle, if you recognize anybody. That dude in the back seems like somebody you would know. 63 seems very talented.
This has got to be something specific.
Yeah, let's see if chat knows. Jones needs blood minutes. Needs the extra Hall of Greats.
Yeah, let's get some blood minutes.
Clipped by Toshigami. She's asleep. Oh, nice.
Promised Neverland. This is the one that was recommended to you.
Oh, neat. Okay, cool. There we go.
You know what I'm noticing is like really good mouths.
Yeah, great expressions. The eyes and the mouths together are just like really, really fun. Great expressions.
Anime does this a lot, where it's the mouth is made out of two lines. The first one, Kill la Kill one. Like I tried to do that with Box Peak for a sec, and I just like can't nail that. It's super hard.
Who's this old chicken loving dude? Thinking about chicken. I'm assuming, right? That's chicken, right?
Yes.
That's not like a smelly popsicle or something. And then this was from last. This was definitely from.
Oh well, this one I truly like.
But super great. The spikes. I didn't even know that was Kirby at first.
Yeah.
And then if you need a little more Kirby in your life, it's jolly.
Yes.
He's upset though.
Yeah.
He's stepping out, and the one foot's in front, so he's marching in.
That's a U.S. Kirby.
That's Kirby going to war.
Yeah.
Thank you, Brazuka.
Yeah, I like a wispy woods.
Tej. It's Tej. It's not Teague. It's Tej.
Oh,
yeah.
Learning.
Yeah. Hello, Colin Jones. This month I'm sharing my Tabletop Escapades fan art. Having just started listening from the beginning a month or two back, I'm slowly making my way to current and really enjoying it. That said, I thought it would be fun to sketch the guys' characters as I envisioned them. Doing people's D&D characters for commissions pretty often, it was just something that fell into my wheelhouse. Actually, I used these as a post on my own Patreon, patreon.com/TEEKETCH. TKetch. TEEKETCH, to explain a little about character design and the process I have behind how I do it.
Nice.
That's it for this month, and guys, and Jones, it's pronounced Tej, but spelled Teague. I know it's weird. That's not. That fits. But, yeah, they were labeled before. They are not labeled now. So let's see if you recognize these characters, obviously.
That's Law.
Yeah.
That's Pomper. This is such a style, man.
I know. I love how big his head is. I like how big the big nose. There's just so much weight to him. I love how thick his tail is. And it's like slumped down.
Look at that.
Really, really
hand.
great. I know. Really, really great. And you got the Patreon address down there too, if you need it. Yeah, baby.
Yeah, yeah, great pants for Yogala.
I love how gigantic the hat is. They've got holes in it. Yeah.
Wait, are we getting the tips on character design now, or that we have to go to Patreon for that?
Gotta go to the Patreon for that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How do you do your hands? Look at these hands, man. Woo.
And finally, yeah.
What's his name, Jones?
Nicator.
Nice, dude. Really cool.
I gotta get caught up on lore too. Steven CT. Hey, Jones. Hey, Kyle. I haven't shared anything for the showcase in a bit, so I thought I would take the time to show off some of the drawings I've done recently. First up, some Pokemon fan art.
Ooh.
I love this. These are really great. Steven, you got a really, really fun style. So colorful. But I love it so much.
Mm-hmm.
Sobble has seen some stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is Sobble's defining moment. This is when it just all came together for Sobble.
Oh, it is so good.
I really like it. Yes.
You know who that is?
Is that Eevee?
Yeah. Well, it's one of the Eevee evolutions.
Oh, okay.
Guess what its name is?
I couldn't even tell what element it is. I don't know.
Leafeon.
Leafeon?
Yeah, because it's got leaves, man.
Nice. I'm getting strong Invader Zim vibes from this.
You know what? I hear you.
Yeah. I wonder if you've drawn any Invader Zim yet. Team Sobble for life, as well as Little Kid Dracula, which we'll get to in a second. I'm so excited it's finally coming to the West. Because we'll get to that. There's Team Dracula. Kid Dracula. Love it.
Oh, yeah, that's cool. What does pwn mean, Jack?
I don't know. Yeah, I'm curious to know.
Boom!
Kid Dracula mentioned very briefly in my Castlevania retrospective. Here's some quick drawings I did of my D&D character, Cuss. She's been going through a lot lately. The next one is... This next one is sort of a design project I did as kind of a gift to a few of my friends, all of whom I met through EZA, by the way. You might recognize a few names from chat. There's Cuss.
Does
He's apparently been through a lot.
Cuss swear?
Well, I don't know.
Does that character have a foul mouth?
You gotta go offline. Yeah, you might recognize some characters here. What a style, too. Flayon13, thank you for the sub.
That is truly neat.
Yeah. Hurts, though. Just makes me want that game so bad. We are all so excited to play the new Animal Crossing together, so I thought it'd be fun to design villagers based on their favorite animals and personalities and stuff. I had a lot of fun coming up with the different looks while staying to the strengths of the game. And finally, as we enter May, I've started a daily drawing challenge of my own creation called Anime. Get it? May.
Oh, yes.
Where I'm drawing a different anime character each day based on different prompts. You gotta get the hashtag going. That's, yeah. Several other artists from the community are taking part in it too, and everyone can follow along on Twitter by searching the hashtag anime. So ANIMAY. The first prompt was hero, so I drew Deku from My Hero Academia.
Nice.
Yeah.
I never like when he puts his hood up, though.
Is that hood up?
That's hood up.
Weird.
That's hood up with hair coming out the back. Redraw it.
No, it's not.
Hair or hood, but not both.
I love how odd these are, Steven. I love them. Thank you so much for your time. And if anybody wants to check out more of my stuff, they can find me on Twitter at StevenCT. That's Steven with a PH, STEPHENCT. Thank you both and Easy in general for being such a huge inspiration and constant source of joy in my life. I wouldn't be doing any of this without the support and kindness of this community. Love and respect, Steph CT.
So apparently that's how it works with the new costume. That is accurate.
So you're behind.
I'm behind.
So you're commenting on things you have no reference.
Yeah.
You're out of your element, is what you're saying, basically.
Yeah.
Okay. Disappointed. Enderglow. Hi, Brandon and Kyle. I haven't submitted anything in a while, but I wanted to share these two things. The first is some art I did for Superstar Ray Luaza on Twitter, and Ray's in chat today. Let's see it. Yeah.
Oh, that's really cool.
Who does so much art not only for you allies, but for the whole community. I felt like he deserved some too. The second is just a piece I whipped up because I've been playing a lot of Animal Crossing Pocket Camp recently, and I love the vibes it gives me. So much pink, so many cherry blossoms. I hope you both have a fantastic Thursday. Love and respect, Casey.
Here's what I like about that. Rayquaza is normally an angry-looking dragon. It looks happy to me right here. and it's honestly just like the tiniest little bit of angle that you put at the tip of the mouth. It's sick.
I like they're kind of both, hey! They're both like surprised. They bumped into it. The elevator door opened.
It's
yo! They do make a point with that tree, man. The tree, I think, is like some bonus thing you have to get. Or maybe I'm thinking about maybe the last version of Animal Crossing that came out. Last was 3DS, right? No, I think it's the Pocket Camp app. There's something. That tree is just like super expensive or something. Or like you have to combine
like
things or something to make it. There's some, that tree's behind a wall for sure. And it was funny because I remember being like, tree's all right.
Yeah.
It just wasn't for me.
I wonder how you you stick to a palette like that. You know, it's nice.
It's funny to think of a game and think of the paywall. Like, what is it about this game that people are gonna miss? What's that one thing?
Yeah.
And I guess it's the pink tree. that's the top of the mountain in Animal Crossing. YouTube. Hey, Jones and Kyle, I recently graduated from a 3-year animation program, so I thought this would be
Nice.
a good time for my first community showcase submission. I am now a freelance background artist in animation and very happy to be doing what I love. EZA has been around for almost all of my college years, and watching the streams and podcasts have gotten me through many difficult projects and all-nighters. Just having something to listen to in the background has helped me a lot. Though I did get in trouble once for getting distracted in class by watching tabletop escapades.
Oof.
Oof. I'm curious what the punishment is. Is it just disappointment? A little embarrassment being called out? Or like was the phone taken away? Was that, I gotta know.
What would be annoying to an animator? It's like you have to draw like hands doing this.
Yeah.
That's like doing laps. That's like doing laps, or you know what I mean? It's just like, okay, animate this now.
How about that?
Very cool.
Now that it's all over, I wanted to showcase some of my final portfolio pieces I created in my last year. I found a lot of inspiration and references from games and film. Thank you so much, and I'm happy to finally be able to go up a few tiers and support the allies even more. Love and respect, YouTube. Thank you so much, YouTube. And man, this is the thing about dreams. Now that I'm like kind of past this point where I understand not everything about dreams, but like kind of the ins and outs of like, you know, I know the motion stuff gets a little weird, but it's like once you really get comfortable with it, it's the first thing I thought of when I saw this. It was like, ooh, I want to make that. You know, like I want to
Sure.
take something that someone has designed.
Yeah, I like the ponds.
So you don't have specific, notes for all of these things, but and again, this too. It's just like that is just
The potion
That is-
waterfall is so cool.
that is a dreams level waiting to happen. Oh yeah, look at that. Yeah, that's
That's neat.
it's like a little Zelda, but like
And you want
It's
to know
got
what I
its own
love? I
cozy
love that
style.
there's a little pipe leading up to the potion waterfall, so it's like a little practical.
yeah.
It's like there's a little thought into put like, could this work?
You know what I'm a sucker for? Balconies.
Oh, yeah, that's a good.
If you have a world and you create a balcony, I'm there. I'm going straight onto that balcony. I'm going to look at the view. I'm going to enjoy it. I love balconies. Yeah.
Oh, this is neat. This is probably an assignment, right?
Yeah.
This is really cool.
And I love just for depressing, like the lights out entirely. Like no one's home.
Yeah.
And fear is really great. And you can tell, even the cloud coming out of the fireplace, like there's just a lot of interesting... Was that like, do you think it was completely redrawn 6 times?
It kind of seems like it was.
I think it was. Like you could just see little dimension changes.
Yeah.
Or maybe like there was an outline and then he filled in everything.
Cool.
But yeah, just really, because like on the cozy, like the left slope of the rooftop up there is like a lot darker than the right side where you don't get that difference. Yeah, really cool. Love that. Yeah, also something fun to create in dreams. No one around now. Not even like animals or something.
Yeah, the 2 fishing poles.
Yeah.
Something
okay.
happened, man. They left.
Yeah.
Something bad happened.
I don't want to go there, but yeah.
Everyone left this world really quickly.
They're having a parade somewhere. They all went to the beach.
They're gonna leave their fishing poles during the parade.
Yeah. There's 4 fishing poles out.
Yeah, the alarm sounded, dude. The monster's about to come.
We get a submission next week of just a foot.
I think I see it behind the mountains.
And of course, yeah, just love it. Love it, love it, love it. Love the hat. I think my eyes just go straight to that hat on the mannequin in the background. Which is,
Yeah, you know what's cool?
so many
What I love
great,
about
great
this is
details.
like occupying a space, like what doing box peek basically is what I mean.
Right.
Is like what is actually in a room,
Yeah.
right? And like you don't have a set designer, you just
Yeah.
have to like just put stuff in there, and that's
Yeah.
what I like. It looks like a person's room, right? It's cool. It is hard to do.
Yeah. But and I love the it's not like full Toontown, but the proportions are a little. The lamp is like leaning a little bit, like the bookcase like goes up in a little bit of a slant. Really great. Thank you, YouTube. Chum Nguyen, hey Brandon and Kyle, replaying Ace Attorney, and I love it. And I'm glad that many who haven't can try it for the first time. If you can get past the tropes, it's a really good video game. Did you know that Shu Takumi, the director, recently wrote a script for the anime episodes that involved a few cast members from his earlier work? And one of them is a redhead named Regina. Is it a nod or a hint? Who knows? Some game screens and art. Also, congratulations on the upcoming family member, Jones Troop Kirk, JK. Jones Troop Kirk. I don't know what the Kirk means. Is she a Star Trek fan? I don't know. Jones Troop Kirk, maybe. My wife slept with Kirk? I don't know what that's referencing.
Okay.
Love and respect. Tiered you, Engie.
Let us know.
Yeah.
Oh, James T. Kirk. It's a...
Oh, James T. Kirk. Okay.
Thanks, chat.
So yeah, this is a screenshot. I guess just maybe showing off the total chips. Or I'm not sure. It's skewed the number of times bets can be doubled. I'm not sure exactly what's going on here. What am I supposed to take
Yeah.
from this image? Do you know, Kyle?
I do not know.
We have more submissions. I think it's time to move on. This is really pretty. Yeah, I don't know with some game screens and art. So this is a game screen probably. What game is this?
No, this one's art.
You think?
That's no game.
This is kind of different than his normal style. Tales of Vesperia.
That's the Vesperia too?
I guess.
Huh.
Very cool, very cool. And then, yeah, I love this. Love the bat signal eyes. Very creepy.
Yeah.
Love his teeth. Look how random his teeth are.
Hello,
Kind of the crow style.
Batsy.
Love it. Don't recognize this dude,
I don't either.
but it's got to be a dude. I recognize these people.
I feel like that guy was like an alt-universe Harry Potter. He had a lightning scar,
I recognize this guy.
but it's on his chin, you know? Chad, is that alt-universe Harry Potter?
I don't know. Maybe try to let us know. But I love ending on this one.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's great. I love just these. A little bit nervous. And that is it for drawings.
Neat.
Time to move to photographs. Stepping into the real world. Kicking it off with Master Pants. Too bad Damiani's not here. Boom. Gotta love it. Old photo, Cat Peak from Halo 3 Legendary Edition box. The cat's name is Samurai. Enjoy. I promise this will be the last time I feature my dead cat in the community showcase.
Oh, Samurai.
Master Pants, Samurai, I would love it if Samurai could return to the community showcase. Samurai is always welcome on the community showcase. Yeah, the promise not needed. But I love the cat peak is the one thing, but I love the cat peak with the fluffy neck. So it literally just looks like a floating cat like the what is it, the father of the universe? What's the Katamari guy? What's it, the head of the king of all cosmos? Just boop, boop, boop. I just imagine like his head floating around. This is epic right here. You're about to see what Bearded Scotsman looks like, everybody.
Oh,
Not in this picture. Wah, wah. Hi, Brandon and Kyle. Started the month going through Castlevania Symphony of the Night, my first time playing the game. So far, I've completed 100% of the normal castle and unlocked inverted castle. I then took a break from that to work on finishing up the Grand Theft Auto San Andreas Platinum. And once that was done, I'm working my way through Assassin's Creed Brotherhood whilst watching the Jones playthrough of Assassin Alliance. Thank you, Bearded Scotsman. Enough of the gaming update, though. I know why you're all here. To see the lovely pictures of my new puppy. I would like to introduce you to Sophie. The name was originally suggested as a half joke, but my family liked it, so we went with it. You are free to name her Sophie. I did not name Sophie Sophie. Sophie came as Sophie, and Sophie was like so pristine and perfect and wonderful that I'm like,
Yeah.
I can't mess with this.
Yeah.
I can't break this stride. Ugh. The name, the first two pictures were from the listing shortly after the birth. The rest are from when she got home. Love and respect, Bearded Scotsman 86. So just look at this precious pup, and then look at the howl coming up, the howl, and then we're home and we got a toy, and look at the confidence.
Wait, this is a Sophie? Same dog?
Yeah, it's the same dog.
Whoa.
Growing up.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think the flash is really close, so I think it might make the fur look brighter.
Sure.
Like a lighter brown, but it's actually a dark brown. And then we're home. We are owning it. We are surveying our domain. We're just chilling. Looks like Don's horse. Is that horse in here?
Yeah.
Kind of. But, oh, Sophie. Scratching the head. Sophie. Oh. Oh, sorry.
Do you have to, like...
With the hammer.
Do you have to brush a dog like Sophie thoroughly?
Yeah, it changes with breeds. Different breeds have different shedding and tangling and.
I don't know if I've seen fur that like fluffy.
Yeah.
That's some fluffy fur.
What's interesting is I didn't realize until later in my life about the whole like doodle concept, that you can doodle almost anything. So there's like Labradoodles and Terrier doodles, and so there's if you I don't know how far that rabbit hole goes.
Johns, I'm so sorry. There was a game that I recently played where like the Digimon were called Doodles. And like I was like, there's one guy's like, "Don't embarrass me, Doodle." And I was like, "What do you mean doodle everything, Jones?" That was where I was at for like, 3 seconds.
And finally, drumroll please, Mr. Bearded Scotsman. Boom, there he is with the dog.
Great shirt.
And I love just the uncertainty of the dog. Like, what is this? Where am I looking? What's going on? The smile, the shirt, the dog. I love all of it. Tokyo Slim. So I typically share a quick selection of photos based on what I think might interest the guest during the showcase, but Bosman is one of the hardest allies to read in terms of his interests for me. And I can't take any pictures of Patrick Mahomes, gambling degeneracy, or sex stuff right now, so here's a couple of photos from year 3. And a few more random shots of Seattle, because I'm pretty sure Bosman appreciates year-round hoodie weather. I love it.
No sex stuff, not right now. I'm strapped for time, man. I'm like,
love it.
It looks like I'm dancing, huh?
Yeah.
Am I?
I think that's immediately after you climbed up on stage, even after I specifically told you not to.
Well, like
savage rule breaker. Well, we're never going back to that location, so I guess we all should have.
It seemed like Huber really needed to stretch, and I was trying to be supportive and there for him.
Right.
And like you were just spending 30 seconds walking around backstage.
I was, so yeah.
Grabbing a little cup of water and then coming out,
Professionalism is nice, but it does take time.
Yeah. Okay.
And then this, what a shot. I love this. There's me giving you a hard time. Look at your expression. Oh, I can't remember. What was that?
You're making fun of me for not knowing how many Pokemon there are.
That's what it was. Because you made fun of me first. Because you're like, you don't know that, Jones? And I was like, no. And then immediately after was a Pokemon question. You were like, no.
Yeah.
And then here's Seattle. Love it.
Yeah.
Seattle's a fun town because I can always tell where I'm going because the whole city is like slanted. It's all going downhill toward the ocean. At least when you're around the convention center in downtown. And very cool effect.
Yeah, I can't believe they built that like that.
I know. What a thin building. It's so bizarre. But some architects, they don't really think about people being comfortable or anything. They just have a vision.
It's all for the look. Yeah.
And then once they get the money, they just want to do it their own way. And it's frustrating. Tim Beshan finally went back to Japan and spread all the love and respect I could in the 3 weeks I was there. The first picture is on the way to a viewpoint over Kobe. First time there, it's quite nice. Of course, I went back to One Piece Tower and rocking my Easy A shirt. The third picture is at the Sky Tree. Didn't go up because it was real foggy. And we discovered a dark secret about the beer industry in Japan. To be continued.
Wait, why did we
you picked the wrong month.
Why wouldn't you just tell us?
Because you got to be careful, and I always like to say this. He's like, hey,
Japan, baby.
Yeah, going to Kobe, on the way to a viewpoint.
So I'm sorry.
Get the shot.
One Piece Tower, is that a thing?
Yeah.
I guess we'll see it, right?
Well, you won't see the tower, but you will see this character from One Piece.
Sackle is so jealous. Great shirt again. No move. I wonder what's going on. I wonder what they do there.
And there it is. Yeah, you're not going to see anything from the top of that tower. It's pretty, though.
That's so cool. Good perspective on these shots.
Yeah. And I love Tim just traveling around the world. He sent us a lot of pictures from lots of different countries and spreading the knowledge of. I wonder if we just get one. I wonder if through Tim's journeys we just got one. Just one person. So everyone's like, easy outlet. Okay. Google it. Oh, yeah.
Oh, from just seeing
just one. So just one.
Because here's the thing.
All those travels, all that work.
Look at the confidence there.
Yeah.
That guy, like, I would want to Google his shirt.
Right?
Yeah, like, that guy has something I don't. What is on his shirt?
Yeah. Also a good time to remind everybody that in the future, if you are thinking of doing something other than a comment, if you're going to be sending a picture, a drawing, screenshot, video, music, keep the comment short, maybe like a sentence letting us know what you're up to, but keep everything, if you want to write a comment along with the media that you send in, have it explain the media that you're sending. So this comment is long and from Sebastian Hall, who sent us screenshots, but the comment is describing the screenshots that we are seeing. And I appreciate that because, thank you, Tim, for those photographs, because we are going to go back into the world. I incorrectly called it Eve last month. It is not Eve. This is Star Citizen. So we're going to be going back through Sebastian's journeys through Star Citizen, which I so much appreciate, because it's a game I am curious about, but not curious to play. And so the fact that we are getting all of these updates on a game that's like not out, this game is just incredibly complex and huge.
I didn't know the armors look this cool.
It is still, this game continues to surprise me. Hi, Jones and Kyle. This month, I thought it would be time for another little Star Citizen update, not Eve Jones. But first of all, congratulations on the Easy A baby. It must be awesome to get another addition to the family. That first picture, first picture I just really liked is it's one of the new armor sets in the game and cost most of my AUEC currency. There's got to be a short way to say that, like AUK maybe, or... Anyway, I was lucky enough to win an Ursa rover to drive around on the planets with. Whilst we were waiting for an org event to start, me and a friend decided to drive around on Daymar when we came across what looked like this crashed ship.
Let's see this thing.
Yeah, look at that. It's a crashed ship.
How do you win a rover?
Yeah, I wonder. We spent some fun time drifting around and looking for treasures, but it looked like pirates had managed to get there first. Later, we all gathered up with other members from the org on ArcCorp, and after some quick shopping around in Area 18, I jumped into my Aegis Avenger Titan and waited for instructions. The mission? To collect a box from Paradise Cove, Lyria, with some spy equipment, escort it to Hurston and the Rebel base, install it in their secret underground bunker, and head off before anyone can see us coming. First, we all flew in formation to Lyria and loaded up the box on the Hammerhead ship, as it is the sturdiest ship we had available for the mission. Sounds so complex and awesome. Oh, I was checking out this little ship here. Here's a little car. Okay, here we go. So we're loading up, we're heading out. After some quick refueling from our Starfarer, we took off towards the Rebel base. You could quickly tell that people were becoming nervous as everyone got more quiet and checked over their gear again and again. We went through the atmosphere on Hurston and got closer to the surface before starting our low approach towards the Rebel base. 50 kilometers out, a voice came through. Everyone grabbed their guns and lined up at the cargo bay. Prepare for landing. Then a quick shake and the cargo door opened. We all rushed out, only to discover nothing. The place was empty. Everyone looked at each other before the team leader signaled us to press on. We entered the bunker and took the lift down. Still quiet.
Jones, I haven't felt this anticipation in a while. It is your parent reading you a storybook.
Yeah.
And, like, you've already seen the image, and you're, like, listening to the story, but you're like, I'm ready for the next page.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just like, I'm so ready for the next page. Show me where there's nobody there. There we go. Yeah.
Nobody there. Wow. Interesting. Now we're in the elevator.
How are you taking these screenshots?
And down. Yeah, gotta wonder. We pressed on and finally found the data core to where the spy equipment would be installed. Our engineer went to work. We need about 5 minutes to get this set up. Everyone took defensive positions and started waiting. We got ships incoming. It's the radio static. A large explosion went off at the surface. Well, I guess that was our ride out of here, joked one comrade. Shut up and focus. We got company, the team leader snapped. All of a sudden, the lift came back down full with rebels and a firefight broke out. We managed to fight off most of them and get to the surface. Mission complete. When we came out, we met a beautiful sunset. We couldn't help but laugh. It takes more than a few rebels to finish us off. Love and respect, Lotiaz. Dun, dun, dun. Firefight. Sunset.
Cool.
Love it.
Very,
What a
very
story.
cool.
Can't get enough of this, man.
That was
I
fun.
really,
Yeah.
really love getting little updates on this game that may never come out. I don't know. Will Star Citizen and or Fortnite ever launch?
Apparently, I mean, like, people are having a good time in there.
Yeah, it doesn't. It's like doesn't need to come out. That's
And
the
sorry, you
question.
said it's Lotiaz, like you say it with like a Z.
I say Lotiaz. Yeah, Lodiaz maybe.
Lodius said that the car came from a contest from some streamer. They were just doing a raffle.
Ooh, maybe we can get the official
Watch that streamer.
pronunciation from. And our final screenshot before we move on. It's almost headphone time, Kyle.
Okay.
From Me Morrow. Hi, Jones and Kyle. This is my first time submitting and participating in this wonderful community that I have been part of since the beginning. I fell in love with photo modes and video games in the last few months and would like to share this one with you, and I'm glad, Kyle, that you are here to enjoy it. Speaking of looking like he's dancing, that ghost is like, looks like he's jamming. And what suit is that? I wonder what suit he's wearing.
That is the it's the I forget. It's like the multiple worlds Spider-Man. Secret War. Thank you. That's the Secret War one. It's mostly black, It's got like those are two spider legs wrapping around to each other. That's one I gave a low score to. And Spidey looks kind of like a dork there. I mean, look at his crouch motion.
Yeah. It's a nice screenshot, though.
Oh, absolutely, it is.
I really thought I was going to do New Game Plus, but I just had my fill. I moved on to something else. Remake came out. Maybe I'll go back to it one day, but especially if there's that upres on PS5. It's like a perfect time for New Game Plus, man. Get back in there. Switch costumes to whatever. You know what? I didn't do New Game Plus, but I did start a new campaign because I had time before the review was done, and I was just curious. Like, I wanted to check it out, see if it changed my opinions at all.
I'm sorry. I'm having a hard time establishing the action here. Is he getting pulled, or is he pulling Spidey?
No, it's the one where they make him punch himself.
Oh, cool.
It's right in the middle of that one.
Nice.
So he's going to flip over. That right arm is going to come down in front of his face, and then he's going to pull the web and make him punch himself, which is fun, but not believable because if you do it, everyone around you watches it happen. Like they're all just like, "Oh, that guy's going to punch himself," and you're like, "It's a perfect opportunity to hit me, guys." Oh well. It's of all the finishing moves he does, it's the one that like pauses for effect.
I get what you're saying.
So
I get it.
It'd be interesting to see if some animations like that carry over to the next game. But it's time to listen to some tunes.
Ooh.
Kicking it off, Mr. VG Junkie. Uh-oh, didn't have time to practice a Bosman song. I'll just practice an older one.
Practice.
So good. Not to talk over it, but love the piano.
Yeah.
Such a fun touch. Kristen said, Chrono Trigger's the best. Brad just listened for a bit, too. Cranked it up for Brad. Kills me. I gotta end it there.
So is that some sort of like a performance capture software where like...
Yeah, I don't know.
That was really cool. That was a really fun video.
Hey, Jones, the very first comment has art attached. I can go back, but it did not have art attached this last night.
He's got to cut
This morning at 3 a.m. So it's got to be my cutoff, man. But I will dig through once we're done with the whole thing. Usually there are a couple that slip through the cracks, but let's keep on trucking with music. Another frequent composer, Mr. Matt Bolenbach. Ahoy, Mr. Jones, Mr. Bosman, and my fellow allies. Today I present a song which requires no introduction.
Oh.
Love and respect, Matt.
Ooh.
Oh, I was hoping we'd get through the whole level. That was awesome.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's so satisfying.
Good timing on that,
It was
right?
really good music, but I'm
Yeah.
like so wrapped up in the gameplay too.
That's really good. Good sound on that.
Did you play all of the Super Nintendo Donkey Kongs?
Not 3.
I only played the first one. I never did 2 or 3.
Yeah.
And I loved the first one. I don't
2's
know
really good.
I don't know what the heck was wrong with me.
2 is super, super good.
Randy W. Hi, Jones and Kyle. First, congrats, Jones and Amanda. I can only imagine how lucky the little one is going to be surrounded by the jolliness of video games and the Easy A family. For the past year or so, I hit an all-time low in my life where I struggled with depression while trying to sort out a lot of personal stuff. A lot of personal, family, and career issues. Fortunately, I can say that I'm in a better place today. A big part in helping me manage those days of trying to get up in the morning and dealing with my problems were 2 things: listening to lo-fi music and watching Easy A's content. A couple of weeks ago, I suddenly had a thought to take a crack at my own lo-fi music and decided to make my first attempt dedicated to the Easy Allies.
Cool.
After watching a couple of YouTube tutorials about how to use Apple's GarageBand and an afternoon experimenting around, I whipped up my first lo-fi track arranging the theme of 3 Easy A shows: Easy Allies Podcast, Frame Trap, and Friend Code. and an audio clip of one of my favorite EZA reactions of all time. He doesn't say what it is, and I can't tell from listening to it.
Okay.
So I'm curious what that was. You can't really, you can kind of hear Huber, but everyone else, it's a fun little blend. The arrangement may be basic, but I think I got the feels and vibes I was trying to express, which was a yearning for simplicity and brief solace during the tough days. As May is also Mental Health Awareness Month, didn't know that, I would also like to tell everyone in need to reach out, seek help, take it one step at a time. It's never too early or too late. Thank you for all you do. Love and respect, Randy W.
And also meditate.
And also meditate. Take the time. Love this vibe so much.
Lo-fi, yeah, this is awesome. Resident Evil's my guess?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's really nice. So, chat, is lo-fi like a hip-hop genre? Because chat was right. I was ready to rap, dude. That was a hip-hop beat.
Kevin Gillet. Hello, Jonesman. Let's see what we did there.
Oh.
Big congratulations to Amanda and Brandon on the wonderful news. Best wishes to you. Thank you, Kevin. My first impulse for this month's submission was to make some music in Dreams, but I just ended up getting angry at it because the music maker will not let me write music the way I would normally in Cubase. Why can't I only input notes on the piano roll with motion controls and not the D-pad like I can with Core Gadget on Switch? Good question. It's in early access, so let them know. Why does the window shift up and down enough to go halfway off screen every time I switch between piano roll and performance? Then I saw this month Kyle would be on, so I could go back to my PC and Korg on Switch for my submission, as I already had an idea for Kyle.
Ooh.
I still intend to make stuff on Dreams at some point. I'm going back to Bosman v. Wozniak for this month and give you my humble attempt at merging Game Boy's Tetris name entry music from Hirokazu Tanaka, the best music in Tetris according to Kyle if I'm not mistaken, with some David Wise vibes.
Ooh.
Hope you enjoy.
I'm excited.
Love and respect.
Heavy Wise vibes.
I like the Texas change.
This is very good. Sax, man. Oh, yeah. This is good. Yeah, that's real good. I could play Tetris to that, man.
Would you play Tetris well to that? That's the question.
For sure. Yeah, that kind of jam, that's some good Tetris music.
And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 videos, and then that will be the conclusion of the Easy Allies Community Showcase for the month of May, unless I maybe dig in and see.
Sorry,
that
who made
first
that last
submission.
one?
That was Kevin Gillet.
Is
Nivek
there-
Telig. There he is. Thank you all.
Is there a SoundCloud for that?
Um,
Or we just have to remember that for the rest of our lives? Okay.
or you can go and again, patreon.com/Easy Allies.
Okay, sure.
Community Showcase for May. I already told you how to do this, Kyle.
Okay,
it's
all
not
right.
that complicated.
Now I know. Now I get it.
Kicking things off with something that I look forward to, and I was about to say expect, and I think that's too savage of a word to say. If you want to take a month off, you can, Michelle. But I always hope every single time we get the submissions, we'll get another look into a game in development from Michelle Jackson. Take it away.
Cool.
Hello everybody. This month was a little bit all over the place. I worked more on getting better at animation. I'm still not very good at it. I worked a lot on the game's story and making a few more edits. But most of my energy was dedicated to making this one big map for the game's main shopping district. And I had originally planned on showing you all a time-lapse of me working on it, but then it ended up taking me like 20 hours, and I simply didn't have the willpower to shrink that down to 3 minutes in Blender. So instead, I'm going to show you all a series of screenshots from every stage of the map's development. While the screenshots play out, I thought I would talk a little bit about the location I was building. The main shopping area in the game where you'll get armor, healing items, weapons, things of that nature, is the Black Market in Pipistrel City. Pipistrel is one of 2 cities that you start with in the game. It's a city made up of thieves, and thieves and their ideology are so intertwined with the core morality of the city that theft isn't even a crime that's like punished anymore. It's sort of a rite of passage, it's a way of life. Their core beliefs stem from, if you love something, you'll do whatever you need to do to protect it. And if you need something, you'll do whatever it takes to get it, which means that being stolen from isn't a betrayal, but rather a show that somebody wanted or needed something that you had more than you did. Pipistrel is known as the Garden of Mercury because it's a city of thieves, but also because it's a city locked in perpetual darkness. And there's a saying that in the city where sun never shines, the people will be its flowers, which is why the people of Pipistrel dress and decorate in a very colorful manner. While on the subject of the Pipistrel Black Market, I thought I'd introduce you all to some of the shopkeepers that work there. First up is Campbell, who can craft weapons for you. There are other places in the game that you can purchase weapons, but Campbell is the only person who can modify them for you. After that is Magenta. I've done a video on her before, so I won't go too deep, but she's your armor crafter. Finally, we have Benedict and Basil. They don't run a store so much as they run a service. You place a request for an item to fulfill a need, and they go out and search for one for you, of course, at a very high price. That's gonna do it for me. Before I go, I wanted to mention You might be wondering why I haven't been showing gameplay. That's because I have a garbage computer that can't handle running OBS and RPG Maker at the same time. I'm looking to get a new computer soon, so hopefully soon I'll be able to show you guys more. Love and respect, everybody. Bye!
Is Michelle doing the music too?
Yes, and Michelle underplays the music all the time.
It's really good.
Michelle's just kind of like, oh yeah, you know, I mean, this is the theme from this area. It's
Yeah.
like, what in the world? And there was one update that we got from Michelle where she went through a lot of specifically the music, and talked about the differences. And it's like so much
That was
stuff
cool.
has been recorded for the game already. And I love those characters. I love she had her leg up on the table. That was really great.
Yeah.
And what's it's just such fun concepts. Like Michelle, I gotta be honest, I love almost every single concept you came up with here. The idea that like they all wear colorful clothes because nothing grows there because there's no sun. The idea that like theft is like not that frowned upon because clearly that person needed it more than you did. Like this is such an interesting culture.
That's good RPG stuff.
That's really good RPG stuff. Like that's my favorite thing. I like that a lot in Octopath Traveler, where like if you went to another town, felt like another town. Like from the way the attitudes of people, the music, and not just the items that are available. Yeah, love those updates. Joseph Caruso. Sure. So Joseph, I'm going to read your comment. Unfortunately, and I don't think actually you've taught me a lesson, Joseph. I think I should be specific about this in the bylines that we put for the showcase. But for reasons that might become clear to all of you who are used to hanging out in the community showcase, I will not be showing Joseph's video, but I do want to mention, I do want to talk about what it is. Shortly after getting video editing software, I made a short tribute to one of my favorite TV shows, Breaking Bad. My goal was to condense the series for my brother, who I knew would never set aside the time to watch all those hours of television, while also highlighting some interesting repeated phrases and visuals for fans of the show. I wish you could see the whole 5-minute video, but I have time-stamped about 2 minutes in, so it should be enjoyable and just barely over 3 minutes of runtime. Sorry about the video quality. At the time I rendered it, it wouldn't be understandable to change I didn't understand how to change bit rates, much like Kyle mentioned in one of his BoxBeat Q&As. This was the first tribute I ever edited, so there's plenty I wish to fix or improve, but sometimes seeing your early work in its raw form helps you recognize how much you've improved over the years. I tried to keep the context vague, but if you're especially worried about spoilers, you should probably not watch this. Otherwise, I hope you enjoy. By the way, the background music you'll hear is the same Hotline Miami remix I made that Huber enjoyed on an earlier community showcase. We can't show Breaking Bad. We can't show, if you do tributes to Star Wars or One Piece or anything, like we can't, we're going to get nailed for that. I did check with Bloodworth and Damiani, and both were like, yeah, don't do that. Don't just go rocking Breaking Bad on our Twitch channel. It is a really cool video, and in honor of Joseph submitting that video, which I very much enjoyed, which you can check out at patreon.com/community, patreon.com/easyallies in the community showcase video for May. Again, it's a solid 5 minutes. I would only recommend it for people who have experienced Breaking Bad because it does get, it just goes directly to the end.
I think I watched that video. I think I've seen this video before,
really?
actually. Yeah.
How'd you stumble across this video?
So this person made the tribute to Final Bossman. And then I was like, let's see what else he's got. And then, so I watched that video. I was like, okay, this is good stuff.
And Joseph Crusoe is definitely a name I recognize from submitting stuff to, and it's just a killer video. And it reminded me like, oh yeah, Breaking Bad. I gotta be honest, I think I might wait for Saul to be over and then jump into Saul. But like, I think I've heard you say it, I've heard Huber say it, I've heard so many people are just like, I think Saul is better than Breaking Bad. That is so hard for me to believe.
Yeah.
Just because that show is so damn good. And going back through this 5-minute edit, rewatching it was just
so you watched it too? Yeah, it's a really good montage, right? Yeah, it's good.
The show is so good.
Yeah.
Seeing Jesse's journey and just, the family.
Well, like, nobody's as good of an actor as Cranston. You know what I mean? He's just best in class.
Really, 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 really incredible. And it's crazy to see, like, him, like, getting so old and haggard throughout the series.
Yeah.
And you just think, like, oh, yeah, I guess Cranston got older. And it's like, no, he's an incredibly handsome gentleman. It's like you see him now, like, being interviewed for things, and, like, he's doing fine.
Yeah.
He looks great. But, like,
I mean, like,
boy, they run him through the ringer on that show.
The way they used to sell it, though, is just like, look at this teacher in his underwear. You know what I mean? Like, they used to sell Breaking Bad in a weird way.
Really just incredible. And Joseph, sorry that we can't show that, but Zephyr Moon might have linked it in the chat there. Yeah. This I'm very much looking forward to, and this is a series.
Okay.
It is time for the most recent chapter. All that is typed here just says, Easy Ally, Kyle Bosman. Take it away. Alexander Zirianov.
By the way, chat, when I die, like, don't hop into people's chat and just say Kyle Bosman is dead.
Kyle works hard. Kyle really cares about Easy Allies. He really cares about the quality of the work that we do. He really cares about putting our best foot forward. Kyle's limit is when he's planned a stream like Hall of Greats or a tournament, and we don't care about the rules. That's when you get real Kyle. Kyle freaks out like the best of it. So, cheers to you, Kyle Bosman. Now back to making fun of Kyle. That's why I don't have the jazz anymore, because you can hear the jazz.
Yeah.
You can't clip out the old cups.
That is 100% Kyle Bosman.
Box Peak is just shouldn't exist.
Now they say if you have a toxic community, it's a reflection of who you are. So far, I've seen nothing from Huber that deserves praise.
I'm gonna go ahead and give that one a big ol' thumbs down.
This is like the dumbest question we've ever received.
Promise! Promise this is your last!
Jeez.
Inappropriate!
Jeez, Kyle!
I like the idea of me explaining Kyle's bits on Cup of Jones. Okay, time for Pro Strats only, please.
Jones.
Yeah, sorry. And of course, to Mr. Kyle Bosman for keeping the fridge stacked with Bud Light. Really appreciate that.
Yours are too much! You think what Mountain Dew is $2 measly? Try $2.50!
Fine, you want another?
Yes!
Weekly haunts.
Never count on Kyle.
No.
I would be worried about Kyle just shooting us.
Watch how much you flush, everybody. One time, the toilet was like pretty full, and I still flushed it, and I felt so like I ruined Jones's rugs.
Kyle, you're fired. I love it. He doesn't even have to show up for E3 anymore, you know? He just grumpy Kyle from his living room.
Ooh, an
See,
anthology.
they're all coming together.
Oh, that's so
Called
cool.
upon to help a friend. I don't know if it's me, but
Kyle's
and I don't know if this is gonna happen.
I think we broke Kyle Bosman.
I don't know the context of that one.
I think that was your dumb fortune cookie thing.
Oh, I loved that game. Oh, I loved that. Dude, I totally forgot about that game. We got to start stocking up on fortune
I
cookies.
think I might be last. I'm gunning. I'm
For that
gunning
S?
for that A. I'm gunning for that A above Bloodwood, the Brandon Jones.
Oh, okay.
I could do the Jones at the E at the end of Michael Damian. That might be why. Yeah, it might be Brandon Jones.
And I mean,
But that's it. That's all I got, right?
Yeah.
Oh, Brandon Jones with the S too. But I think I think it might be that A. But Alexander, wherever you got me, that's where I am.
The important
I
thing
wanna
is that
influence
one
your
person
decision.
will be left out, and that's what's really.
Oh, maybe it's me.
What if
It
Jones
might be
doesn't
me.
get one?
Yeah, it might be me.
Oh.
Or Dawn, maybe. Maybe he just forgets about Dawn.
So the only one I don't remember the context for is you're saying something on the podcast, and I go Jones.
Yeah, I
What
know.
is that?
I don't know. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't
All right.
remember either.
Maybe Chad will know.
David Lefrank. I'll leave this video here of a charity auction from last December. It's 4 minutes, but you can skip through it. The sword on stage here is nearly identical to the one I sent over. Yours is a little more blue than purple. Looking forward to this next month. So this is our mega sponsor for the month of May. And this is a Penny Arcade auction, where they auction off this blade. And I'll cut out of this a little early.
Lot 312.
It's fun to see
What
it on
you
stage.
saw earlier was a mere shadow.
They got suits.
This is the actual Master Sword, ripped from Link's hands and brought here. Once again, not a replica, real sword. Let's start the bidding.
The gloves are necessary, it turns
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
Yes.
Person. Oh, here, hold that. Here. Here, hold it aloft. All right, that's a cool sword. Let's start the bidding at $1,000.
It's a heck of a sword.
It's a heck of $2,000 for the Master Sword. Still a steal. $3,000.
People are bidding right now?
$4,000. $5,000.
Oh yeah, I don't want to miss the end of this.
$5,500.
Give me the last minute of this.
Okay, all right.
$6,000.
Maybe 2 minutes. I'll jump ahead.
Okay.
$6,500. $7,000. $7,100.
Wow.
Got a couple hands at $7,100. $72. Oh, a new hand. $73.
I didn't know they do this auction.
$74. $75.
It's part of Child's Play, maybe?
$10,000
Yeah.
in the front. Kate's like, fuck that. No. $10,000 for the Master Sword. Oh, I have 10,100.
Someone just shows up.
Do I hear 10-2? 10-3? 10-4?
This guy's got money.
See, they got their taste of the table
Ponytail.
prize.
They know how
now
good
they
the
can't
table
get
prize
enough.
is. Yeah. $12,000. Got 12,000, 12-1, 12,200, 12,300, 12,400.
Where do they host this auction?
12,500.
This is an event. This is crazy.
$15,000. Wow. Okay. 15,100. It's the Master Sword. 15,200. 15,3. 15,5. 15,6.
Wow.
15,7.
He's a mega sponsor. I'll give him the time. I gotta know. What
Okay, all right.
$16,000.
Valerian steel.
Oh my God. 16,100. 16,2. 16,5.
Yeah, you can't go by hundreds anymore.
17,000.
There you go.
17,500. 18,000. It's not too much. It's the exact right amount. Real sword. Grants incredible powers. From Hyrule. Only one in existence. Shit, I forgot where we were.
Hey, you're a team.
What did you say? $20,000. $20,000. Going once. Oh, I've been asked to wait. 21.
Wow.
22.
Wow.
Do you want 23? 22. $2,200 going once, twice, sold to 180.
Wow.
Congratulations.
Wow.
Chat, where do they host that event? That's so crazy.
Yeah. Space Channel Dom, no comment, just video. Boom.
It's fine.
And he's okay!
Oh!
What? Stole some money from that guy. Oh no.
Space Gender.
Dominic.
Really good. Really, really good. And again,
Did you see the warning too? Like this ancestor did not do stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, Assassin's Creed.
Samuel Elmo. Hi, guys. Here's a sculpt I did in Dreams, which I haven't published yet. Let me just jump straight to it. I have this looped. Love this. I'm a 3D artist by trade, and I'm incredibly impressed by the tools Dreams gives you. Sculpting with the Move controllers was a bit of a mission to understand. I'm not a fan in general. Like, I was like, the Move controller sculpting is really what I'm going to do. Like,
yeah, same.
Yeah, you just do the controller.
This looks great, though.
Move controllers are hella awkward to hold. Anyway, hope you enjoy the turntable. Hope to have something new next month. Love and respect. Also, I really want to be a mountain guy type of Dreams player. Mountain guy.
It's a reference to the podcast where I talked about how, like, the real thing about Dreams is that you're not supposed to build everything yourself. You're supposed to take objects from other people.
Yeah.
And so the idea is there's one guy who is great at making mountains.
Yeah.
So everyone comes to him, the mountain guy.
Yeah.
Like, if you want a mountain in your game, you go to the mountain guy.
Yeah, I'm totally stealing this for something. I love the
Here's the
lighting,
thing,
too.
though, Jones. Like, I don't know how to make it blink. Like, I'm going to need to make an orb, right? And then, like, cut off the orb and then put it over its eyes, you know what I mean? And then, like, make maybe, like, 3 frames of that. I don't even know if I would have it do that.
Yeah.
It's hard, dude.
Crazy.
That's sick, though.
Really, really cool sound.
It's cool to hear the perspective of somebody who is a 3D artist.
Thanks for the subs. Agrowander. Agrowander? Agrowander. There it is. I see. Those two names put together. Super 3D Cow. Hello, Brandon, Kyle, and the allies in chat. My progress in pop and music has been as tough as ever. After I played one song for each of all the allies, I have something completely different I will show for the showcase. Here's another difficult song for you, ranked level 42. Also, I've been playing Dreams. Wow, it is hard to make artificial intelligence for enemies. Not because of the game, but just in general. Love and respect.
It's true.
It's true.
Years ago, I was in Russia on a top secret construction project. There were countless problems. It seemed the work would go on forever. Endless. Until one day, on the radio for all to hear, a song of hope was played. Rejuvenation. It saved us all and the project. I will now play that song for you.
Oh yeah, that's a very Kyle character.
Okay. Are you ready?
Here we go. Alright, I'm just kidding. I'm gonna play a real song for you guys.
Alright.
I really
You
like,
got me.
and I don't think I beat it until recently. So I present to you Amalgamation.
Are you ready?
Wilhelm. Crazy intro.
You've seen this game in motion, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I feel like I'm crazy. I'm seeing, like, some frames where one object is in there twice. Am I crazy, chat?
On the same line?
Yeah.
Wow. I don't know how I got that.
And I wonder if that's how you're supposed to sense the speed.
Wow. Wow, dude. Wow. Killing it. Oh, you got a bat there. Wow.
Ooh, we almost lost it right at the end. A lot of these songs have real tricky endings. But overall, that was really good. Ooh, nice.
That was sick. That was sick.
Yeah. Oh, again, here. I'll give that time so you can check it out. Thursdays, 9 p.m., twitch.tv, Super3DCow. Check them out. 2 more to do. David Grund, hello Brandon and Kyle. First, on a quick personal note, as a longtime fan and patron, I truly appreciate all you do to keep your content cheerful and fun. I'm currently undergoing chemotherapy treatment for lymphoma cancer, and your video streams, podcasts, and playthroughs have been a bright light through some challenging times. I'm an indie developer and thought you might be interested in the trailer for my current project, coming to Steam later this year. A Story Beside is a fantasy adventure game told from the perspective of an ordinary girl. Players will step into the shoes of Lyric, the humble innkeeper in a quiet mountain village, as she reflects upon a lifetime of poignant memories, heartwarming friendships, and bittersweet choices, proving along the way that you don't have to slay dragons to be the hero of your own story. Thank you again for all you do, and congratulations on the fantastic baby news, David Grund, Wayward Prophet. Thinking of you, Dave. Thanks. Best of luck in the future. Wish you nothing but strength and peace in that difficult process. Love a trailer. Let's do a trailer, yes.
Tiny twinkling pyre lights. We were meant to see them that night. Thousands upon thousands of them rushing into the sky like a great shining mist. A spectacle we were to witness, painted across the sky in splendor.
That's a good trailer.
It's a really good trailer.
Really good music.
Yeah. I think it's just a perfect length to show that game off, and we will not be scoring it because it's the community showcase.
You know what I was thinking of is earlier we saw that like the house multiple ways, and like how like lighting can affect something. Like we were all cozy nonstop.
Oh yeah.
Like,
that was the screen to start on.
Yeah, it was really cool. I don't know like what lighting engine that's using. It looks really good. That's cool.
Finally, from Jeffrey Tessar Jones, if you have time to play this during the showcase, and I do, that would be great. Try to not let it go over 3 minutes. It's my submission. Part of the quality, if I speak too low at parts, you may have to raise your volume, as I am not the expert our allies are. Expert! With the sound. Get it? Remember the beginning? When
Jones,
you were trying to...
No, the reason why we're experts is because we cared enough to get it right.
Right, but we were streaming. After the stream started. We were doing. Remember when Chad was telling us how it should go?
No, an expert.
And we were fixing.
An expert doesn't just say, "Oh, Chad says it's good enough.
Remember
Let's
that?
just go." An expert says, "We're getting it.
Remember that?
We're getting it right."
Everything I need to say is in the vid, just about so. At the end, I just ask if I did all right. Nerves, LOL. Cheers, LNRFL. Hydern98. Jeff Dessar taking us out.
Hey allies, Hydern98 here. Jeff Tesser on Patreon. Finding game enthusiast and easy ally, patron and friend and ally. A few months ago I wrote a couple paragraphs to Ian expressing how much he's helped my life and changed the things that help positively change the things that I've been doing to help myself. This month I wanted to do something similar. However, I wanted to say it myself. That way Jones wouldn't have to read it. He reads a lot. Let's give him a break, guys. Come on. So, Kyle, you are our guest on this community showcase. You're a difficult ally to pin down. I'm not saying that everything you do could possibly be a bit, but I am saying that I'm not sure how to express to you how much you have made, how much joy and happiness you have given to me in my life. Let me try by doing the easy ally, love and respect way. Your podcast is amazing. It's the one thing I look forward to every single week, more than almost any easy ally content, except tabletop. What? Who said that? And the thing is about your podcast, it's fun. It's always interesting. You guys always take things in the right direction without, well, you don't get everything perfect, but you definitely don't get too into certain areas that we don't like, and then you get into the areas that we ask you to. You pay attention, you prepare all the allies, and then they all work so good with you, and you just have a good flow of things. You also do box peek, which is amazing. I laugh my ass off at it. I think it's so original and creative, man. Like no one else is doing something like that. Then you also help all the other allies out with all their videos, and then you're like on Frame Chat for 4 hours with Max. Great episode. And like you're doing so much work, and we see this, and I appreciate it, Kyle. Everything that I've seen you do for Easy A has been in the name of love and respect, except Pro Strats only. How dare you, Kyle? And Jones.
Fair.
Come on, Jones. Congratulations on the baby, Jones. Good
Thank you.
stuff with you and Amanda. Best parents ever, I promise. Anyway, just to wrap this up, I want to tell you guys, you Kyle specifically, you have helped my life so much. Yogala, Villian, Escapades, the 5-point crime skit was the funniest thing I've ever heard. I watch it like almost monthly just to cheer myself up. The late night streams after a shitty night at the bar. Come on, we all know that. We all have that problem. No, it's just me. It's just great, man. Having you there, you are a key component of Easy Allies and a key component of why I think I've been able to have some joy over the last couple of difficult years, man. So I wanted to tell you this, give you my love and respect. Thank you for never bringing back Pro Strats, and tell you that everything you've done there, man, has been a real joy. So much love and respect. I hope to do something similar for each ally, something nice, short and sweet, if time permits it. And thank you very much to the guys in the chat, and Jones, and everybody. Love and respect. Let's keep it going, because it's so effing worth it. I did all right? No?
Thank you. Beerum.
Don't forget to make videos for Jones.
I get all sorts of good vibes here, man. I get to be on every episode of this.
True.
You know, I think that's the thing. When are the people like, come on, they want to make it worth what?
When did this happen?
What happened?
No hoodie.
When did this happen?
When did this happen?
That's your problem. You're not responsible for anything, are you, Kyle?
No.
Someone did that to you. Let me look for that piece of art right before we
I feel like Pro Strats Only Please is still a very misunderstood segment. Maybe go back to it in a year. You're going to realize how good that segment was. Really, really good stuff, everybody. Sorry, did Hydrant say he was nervous about being on cam?
Yeah.
I think he had a good presence. What I would say is, like, he broke down, like, the sincerity immediately. Do you know what I mean? Like, you were looking at an honest person within seconds, and I think that's actually, like, the hardest thing to get down. That was really, really good. Cool stuff, everybody.
At least make the submission public for everybody right now. But yeah, we did that. The first thing is from Zephyr Moon, and we showed that. So, yeah.
Did we show it?
That was little baby Jones. That was a little baby with the sorting hat and the
Yeah. No, I think we're missing the juggling thing. I think Eric Jackson has...
Okay.
Oh, okay.
There's 5 of them. They weren't here at 3 a.m. when I did this, but if we want to put them in now...
Give them one.
Okay, I'll
give them one, Jones.
Okay, I'll give you one.
Okay.
Oh, wait. Oh, no. Okay, fine. You win, all right? I have to show this. Oh, jeez. It's tough, too, because I hate Instagram because I can't save it, so I gotta, like...
Oh, print screen? You gotta...
Hold on.
You do, like, window capture?
Yeah.
Okay. Chad, don't do Instagram to Jones. It's just gonna make him grumpy.
It's just a little tricky. And who knows? Maybe if I go to each page, it might be the same size every time. So we'll see. Here's this one.
Nice.
Hold on. Don't crash XSplit when I told you to push it live.
Ooh, we might have crashed XSplit. Chat, let me know if you're still... Oh, there we go. Oh! One more try.
Let's save it. There we go.
There we go. That is very, very good.
I love how, like, just cross-eyed spooked I am in the background. Okay, let's get through them. See if we can load the other one. There we go.
That is so good. Brother, I found the prime cone. It's too late. We are the final Bosmans. And then some lizards playing. That's good stuff.
Wow! Oh my goodness.
Jones loves this, everyone.
Wow! You know why?
Why?
You know why? Because 5 minutes ago we didn't have our thumbnail. We didn't have it. We didn't know what it was for this community showcase.
And that's it right there.
That is the thumbnail right
Yes.
there. I think Jackson steals it every time. I think it's the Jackson thumbnail every single time. And it's not fair, but how do you turn that down?
It's really good, dude.
Oh, Jackson. with
Look
that
at the energy
thumbnail
coming
every
off of
single
us.
time. Oh, and finally. Oh, yeah. Oh,
There
my
we
goodness.
go.
There's the thumbnail. Forget about it.
No, sorry, Jones. We know what the thumb is, man.
And I am not happy.
Well, you're like a cowboy guy. That's a cowboy guy face.
I don't know. I came back and somebody left the fence unlocked and the cows got out.
Uh-huh.
I am not happy about that. Oh man, I'm so okay. I'm very, very, very glad that we got through this. Apologies for skipping that.
So I gotta say something.
Okay.
I assumed for most jugglers, juggling is the thing they're good at. You know what I mean?
If they call themselves juggler, you know, if you have the
Yes.
business cards, jugglers on it.
If you're going to the juggling show, I assume
Right.
that's your only thing, the only thing you're good at.
Yeah.
Eric Jackson can clearly do art. Okay.
I will definitely be sending that. Thank you so much. I mean, first of all, to everybody for watching. We always appreciate people coming by, letting me know that those images have been added, because those were pretty key to be shown. I'm glad that we were around for Kyle to see that stuff. Thank you to everybody, of course, that submitted. Again, if you would like to submit for the June Community Showcase, which will probably be very E3 heavy in terms of all of the comments that will be submitted, but that post will go up the week before the end of May. And to be a part of that post on patreon.com/easyallies, which is $10 and above. And you can just do that if you just want to do that for 1 month, just for June, to let us know your E3 opinions or just to share with us some project that you're working on. We'd love for you to be a part of that. I will be here. Kyle Bosman will not. Ooh, somebody else is going to have to host the showcase at the beginning of September when I'm chilling with my baby.
I might be up for that.
Yeah, we'll see.
Because it'll have to be two of us, right? Yeah.
I mean, it's good when it's two people.
Yeah,
you just have somebody to bounce off of. And just always am absolutely blown away by the amount of stuff that people produce. For games or for stuff to comment on or showcase some of the stuff that we are doing here at Easy Allies.
These are some of my favorite streams to do. Like this over a group stream any day. Like me and Jones
stupid group stream,
hanging out, getting to riff off of stuff, getting to appreciate art from our community, and any day.
The setup, making sure the audio is synced, and all the that I have. Sometimes I grab media, but not the comments. Sometimes I grab comments, but not the media. I'm very nervous when I'm putting this show together, but once it actually starts and we get into it, I absolutely love it. I got to shoot friend code right now, and my throat's a little raw.
I forgot we have it. I didn't realize Damiani was waiting in the halls this whole time.
I gotta have a couple sips before we shoot friend code.
My bad.
But and of course, all of you people are wonderful, but a special thanks to Mr. Kyle Bosman for sitting down and chatting with us about all of this stuff. We'll have somebody else, on this couch for the next community showcase. Again, if you'd like to be a part of it, patreon.com/easyallies. But if you want to check out some of the stuff that we did, you can head to Patreon if you are a patron or not, and you can enjoy all of that art. And we will be back at the beginning of June for another community showcase. Thanks for watching, everybody.